got. And quickly, Central in that transition game you talked about, and another good score on the other end by that guy that we've been talking about the whole time tonight, Parker Hines.
Parker Hines, Zach Hoffman, all those guys getting up and down the floor, running really well, keeping his spread. Watch what Red Lion does in this offensive set. No screens, just keep it spread, get to the basket, and spot up.
How about that, and finding your way between two defenders that time, but it's going to be out of bounds off Central, however. Good hustle on the other end there by Red Lion. That was Chase Morris.
Now remember, they go a lot of little box to box. They go see what they do underneath the basket, and look at that, just kind of.
He went with the diagonal that time, but good defense by Central as Zach Osmond rose up there to stop him. Central
Williams
back on the offensive end again.
Right, and he threw an alley-oop to Williams. You see that a lot, and that same play to Devontae Dennis in the varsity game. So see, this is why you can actually scout this JV game a bit and see what happens in this game too.
You saw the motion, then the weak side screen, then you get the good three off that. Even though he missed it, it was taken in their rhythm that they wanted. Now watch him get back into that motion game again. Just nowhere longer than a 2 count and then the back cut.
That's exactly what you see. And good ball movement by Central York. This is what you want to see. Offense down 2. They're looking for a good bucket. You want the high percentage shot 5 foot away.
Look at the motion. Keeping your defensive man in motion all the time. So important just to, and they're getting that kind of pass, and then you see the kind of shot they get on the other end, and laying it in nicely is Zach Osmond for 2.
Osmond does a nice job, and you know what, he kind of curl cut. They found him. He's got a couple buckets that way tonight, but coming off the little curl cut screen for Central York.
I still love to see good motion basketball because it incorporates everybody into your offense, and you see it there. Now here's a double team from Central. They've used it a couple times, and a long 3, not going to go. That one off the hands of Ryan Earhart, left-hander who made a couple in the first half. Just Central, weak side cutter. It's going to get, looks like he might have gotten fouled, got away with it, and quickly on the other end. Nice hard move to the basket that time by Red Lion, and it looks like a timeout on the floor. We'll take one as well. This is High School Sports Live to be on ABC 27.3.
The Jet Giambavo family of dealerships. 9 great franchises in 4 locations. Buick GMC, Hyundai, Mazda, Stadler Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, Genesis of York, and Giambavo Hyundai of Hanover. The Giambavo family dealerships. Over 30 million in new and pre-owned inventory. With a reputation for quality service after the sale. Giambavo is proud to serve your community. Find out why. The Jet Giambavo family of dealerships. 4 great locations. Online at giambavo.com.
And welcome back to Red Lion High School, and there you see
Chris Williams, who aggressively went to the bucket, missed it. He was a little disappointed in that last play prior to the timeout. He thought he should deserve the foul. He felt like he got knocked around a little bit. Maybe he's right, but you know what? Us not being referees, you got to understand the JV, the difference in JV and varsity is you're going to be knocked down a bit. You just got to find a way to finish that, because at times that could be an and one.
Well, we're going to call him True Williams is what he goes by, CHRU, so True Williams. Central with the basketball. Again, watch him go in this motion game. Constant keeping your man occupied, which keeps him away from really being able to watch the basketball and seeing ball you man as he'd like to do.
It's just good penetration. Look at that, coming up and get the steal is Will. Will with the steal, Will Scott that is, right?
Will Scott with a good steal, then kicking it back out, and a nice little stroke off the hands of his partner, Joe Sedora.
Sedora's come up really big, 2 big threes, nice little putback right there.
Sedora showed me a lot here tonight as the rebound taken down that time by Williams. And Red Lion has the lead here by 2 again. They were up by as many as 7 in the first half, but that has disintegrated. Look at that underneath, wide open. Again, there's Sedora wide open for the easy shot, and Sedora getting through there easily.
Sedora just came off a flex cut. He's getting wide open because they're not bumped. They're not bumping cutters. There's no help side, weak side defense help there, and they're just coming off curl cuts, flex cuts, and getting easy buckets.
And that's something we saw Red Lion play Dallas Town a few weeks ago. They do an awful lot of that baseline flex type cutting with a screen along the baseline. They love to utilize that block. Here's Will Scott again. Another good penetration by Scott. Missed shot by Williams. Williams stays on it again, and this time I think he'll draw the foul.
Gotta love the effort from True Williams. He missed that first shot and kind of just ripped it, physically ripped it out of the hands of the defender and places it back up and draws the foul. They're going to get the ball underneath the basket.
His official name is Chris Williams, goes by True. He's a 6-foot forward. Only a freshman. He's got some basketball in front of him. There's a shot off near side, maybe a little bit rushed. Quickly, Central trying to get it out, gets stolen away by Red Lion and stepping out of bounds, though. But you love that kind of hustle off the body of Kamala Ricard. Kamala Ricard, K-A-M-Y-L-E. He might make the all-name team this year for our team.
How about that?
How about downtown for that one? And burying it is a very nice look from the top of the key by Owen Hill, a 6'1" sophomore.
Owen Hill's had a couple of those good looks. He squares his shoulders. He waits for the penetration. If you're a good shooter, you set up and be ready.
Red Light a little sloppy with the basketball. Here comes Central again, looking ahead and trying to get another one of those transition buckets, and does. Getting it up and in that time for Central was James Jackson, a 5'10" junior.
James Jackson penetration puts him up by one, and now this game, every possession's counting in the JV game here.
Here's Williams again, getting inside the freshman. Well, he shows you some real stick-to-itiveness on the glass, and he's got a little bit of an attitude going after the ball. The old Moses Malone, every rebound's mine.
He's a hustler. I mean, you got to love him. You got to tame that just a bit, but he's a physical kid. Look, he just gets after. He tells his teammates, "I'm trying to win a game here. I don't care JV or varsity. Give the man some credit."
Yeah. He's fired up, so both teams getting at it here, getting ready for that varsity game. A lot of excitement about this one. This matchup, the first time around was a great one. It could be every bit as good tonight. There's Central downtown, not going to go. This one off the hands of Sadajesh Chanduro.
In years past, too, this game, just when you talk football-wise in Central York with their domination football-wise in YA1, you're seeing a little bit of that football carryover here in this JV game. It's a physical game for a JV game.
The Red Lion used to have a great program down there with Ron Fitzke for so many years. And, of course, Scott Fitzke, one of the outstanding football players ever to come out of York County, played at Penn State, was on one of their Sugar Bowl teams. They went and played against Alabama.
We've had our share of players coming out of York County in the past that go on to the next level and make differences. Football, basketball, baseball as well.
Back out to Central it comes. 1:32 to go here in a very quickly played game. There's that weak side screen again, and look at that. They either get the layup or get a pretty good shot. That one might have been a little bit rushed. But I love what they're getting off the move without the basketball, Todd.
They're getting the shot they want. They're getting it 5 foot away, and if you're a shooting guard, then spot up off the penetration. So the shots come out of the flow of the offense, so you're not going to argue too much out of as a coach.
Great part about motion offenses is the points come out of what you're doing without the basketball.
So much is without the basketball. It's why you've got to constantly be in movement. You hear coaches move, rotate, don't stand, don't watch, don't stand and watch. And it just, you'll see even here in this offensive set. Red Line does a little bit of standing and waiting for the guard penetration, but you still should be in a flow and a movement.
I love what I'm seeing from this guy tonight. Will Scott, what a good point guard. He's constantly looking, and he's looking for Williams. Look at Williams, that great pass, swing pass to the corner. They got a good shot out of that. Well, what a wraparound pass that was. That's a big-time play.
Big-time play because they know Sador is a go-to guy. He's been a guy that can hit that shot. So they're looking for him when he's spotting up. He misses that one, unfortunately, for him.
And Williams going to come out of the game here with the foul. So Central with the basketball here. A little pass to the elbow. And then how about that for just an easy touch off the hands of Jaden Smeltzer, a 6'3" junior.
Smeltzer with the classic elbow jumper. We haven't seen that since the 80s. Nice little elbow jumper, connects. At first I thought he took it ill-advised and it went in, and look at Central York with a 3-point lead.
Yeah, I hadn't had that at all, and now here they lead. Sedora, well, he's like a scope on a gun there. And then downtown it comes, beautiful little shot off the far side. And that one coming off the hands of Kanye Ricard. So getting back to within one here is Red Lion with 0.1 seconds to go. Central lets it fly, and that's going to be the end of the third quarter. 33-32. We got a nice one here. It's the appetizer before the big game. All here on High School Sports Live TV.
At OSS Health, we offer orthopedic care you can trust. Award-winning for quality and safety, OSS Health will get you back to reaching. Swinging, rocking, and trailblazing. Keep following your passions. We'll help.
I would say life does get expensive. We manage it well, but just with activities, it all adds up.
But Giant makes our life so much easier. I don't mind paying for quality, but I feel like at Giant, I'm getting quality, and when I look at that bill, I feel like, okay, you know what? I think that's great.
Yeah.
Buy our brand ground beef. Get the other chili ingredients free. See flyer for details.
And welcome back to Red Lion High School. We head to the fourth quarter of the junior varsity game here as we're getting you ready for the big one tonight. Central York and Red Lion for first place. Both these teams with 11-1 and 10-2 records, but in their division they are both undefeated in Division I of the York Area Interscholastic Athletic Association. This has a little double trap in the middle of the floor, Todd McCall.
It does, and you got to look for rotation, but the open man has to step to the rotation, step to the trap side, and I haven't seen that a whole lot.
Will Scott with the look, but then the stick back here, putting it back up nicely is, again, it's Will Scott. He's kind of everywhere right now.
Yeah, I like his play. I like the penetration. I like all the little things he does. Will Scott's a nice, quick athlete. Get the bucket.
Will Scott, only a sophomore. A lot of seniors on that Red Lion team this year, so there's going to be a lot of job openings next year for some of these young guys. I see Scott again jumping out there trying to get the steal. Inside it goes, and you're going to get a foul called here. Absolutely you are, and the foul is going to be sending Brett Schoonover to the line.
Schoonover's lucky he didn't lose that. You got to be strong with it. I know Schoonover just come off the bench with an opportunity, so when you're going down that middle, you got to secure that ball, and that's the difference when a JV and a varsity plays. You just got to get stronger with it.
And the official will say no, it was before the shot, so ball thrown in. You can still get it in the backcourt here. Here's Central with the basketball right now. James Jackson handling it. That weak side screen has been so good for the Panthers here in this basketball game. They're down by one. This game is going back and forth here in the last 5 minutes.
It really has, and it's just been paced well. The team's trying to get the bucket like that right there.
Ooh, how about that move by Chanduru? I mean, really nice drive to the basket by Sadashi Chanduru.
Sadashi Chanduru has made a couple moves like that tonight to get to the glass very securely and very strong.
Well, that was a great jump stop, though. I mean, just loved that move, and it was powerful.
Very varsity type move.
There's Sedora and getting it through, and this time getting his man along the baseline, and that was Will Scott, the receiver of the assist that time from Joe Sedora. So kind of turning it around. He's been passing Sedora all night.
Will Scott in double digits.
Another look downtown. Not going to go. A push out of bounds, but it's going to go off Red Lion, as it looked like James Jackson might have gotten away with a bit of a push that time.
Yeah, it appeared that he did, and now Red Lion with the ball underneath their bucket. Or sorry, Central York, excuse me.
Central York will have it. They're down by one.
Red Lion needs a good defensive stop here with the 1 point lead, Gary.
And you're going to get the foul called. I think it's going to be against Will Scott. There's a good hard drive to the basket by Devin Marsh, a 5'7" sophomore. He's going to head to the line for 2 shots. So Devin Marsh, only a sophomore. And off the back of the iron, he's going to get another one here.
These are big shots for him. These are big shots for him, Gary. When you're coming up to the line, it's fourth quarter, 4:56 to play. These are things, little things that coaches recognize. That, hey, come up here and step up here and at least tie this, get this back into one, and tie this game up.
We like to see if he's pushing it or if he's lifted it. I always like to see if the player's lifted it. Like, just a little bit of a push both those times, which is why I come off the back of the iron. Angle in, angle coming out the same way. Angle of entry equals angle of return. So still 36-35, and Central still with the basketball, I think, as Schoonover will bring inbounds for the Panthers.
It's crazy in this whole possession. They've had the ball, 3 times. You come away with one.
How about that one? And another good shot. I don't think it was meant to be on that possession, Todd.
No, and Joe Sador is going to pull it down and say, hey, we'll take this with that 1-point lead. And right now, Red Line can be really patient in their offense to try to get the good look that they want.
Sador kicking it near side. They got Scott open and then taken away by Marsh. Marsh going to go hard to the basket, and Marsh has it tipped away at the end. Senduru putting it back up strong and getting fouled on the play. Boy, I like the play by Senduru, or Chandura rather. He's a really strong kid.
Big, strong kid, physical. And see if he comes away here to the line. He drew the foul, exactly what he wanted to do. He crashed the board in the transition. These are little things you do and you look for at the next level.
Kadichi Shanduru, and he's a left-hander. He's got a nice-looking stroke. You see him here, look at just wrestling down, taking the ball back, and then going up strong with it again, and that's what you want your big guy to do. Actually, a post drill you do where you pick up the ball off the block either side like that and just go right back up. And what you see with him is you see his legs make it move, not dipping the ball, but he dips his legs so well. And again, for Central, a whole bunch of opportunities here and not going to work. They're still down by 1.
They're going 0-4 here in the stretch and between the 4:50 mark and 4-minute mark. These are plenty of opportunities to have the lead and secure the lead by 2 to 4 points here by making those foul shots. And now Red Line gets the ball back.
They're getting all kinds of opportunities at the moment, but not cashing them in so far. So here's Red Lion now with the basketball.
Central York trying to get a little trap out there, trying to get a little something different, see if they can force the turnovers.
Going inside, they got Williams. Williams up strong, gets brought down. Is it going to be a jump ball called or a foul? They're going to call the foul from behind. Williams has been very active on the inside here in this game.
Let's see Williams, one thing. Okay, that was a tough pass, entry pass by Sedora. Williams catches it. Williams takes a second and gathers himself and gives one good pump fake. He's going to get Shadora and all those guys off their feet. I'd like to see him learn to find that a little bit in his game. Just a little pump fake, get them off their feet, and then go up and score.
3:53 to go. Williams with a stroke off the back of the iron. Seems to be a popular place tonight on these foul shots by both teams. But Williams will get shot number 2 here. 36-35, the Lions lead it. This is your prelim tonight to the big Central Red Lion game coming up on ABC 27.3. And there was a nice lift by Williams that time. Did not go, rattled out, and Central's got the basketball and a chance to come back again and try to take the lead, where it seems like it's been that way for about a half a year.
We've seen 6 straight missed free throws between the two teams. These are big-time free throws and to close the game off.
They love to start their offense right at that right elbow so much. And there's Williams with yet another rebound for the Lions. So now they get a chance to come down. Like neither team wants to score here at the moment. There's Sedora with the basketball. And underneath there, Scott coming on through that back door. Nice cut along the baseline. Sedora has great eyes. He saw Scott coming in there for the easy layup and a 3-point lead for the Lions.
Well, Scott being nice. Just his contribution tonight for Red Line is the reason they have this 3-point lead.
There's that offense starting right at the elbow again. It's kind of a circle offense around that, or a lot of motion. You'll see that. Let's look at the late pick and roll that time, and in nicely for Central. is going to be Parker Hines again for 2 more. So 38-37, timeout on the floor. We'll take one as well. It's 2:57 to go in this one on High School Sports Live TV.
I would say life does get expensive. We manage it well, but just with activities, it all adds up.
But Giant makes our life so much easier. I don't mind paying for quality, but I feel like at Giant, I'm getting quality. And when I look at that bill, I feel like, okay, you know what? I think that's great.
Yeah.
Buy our brand ground beef. Get the other chili ingredients free. See flyer for details.
And welcome back, and it's 2:57 to go in this one on High School Sports Live TV as we get you ready for the varsity game tonight with a little bit of JV play. And I'll tell you what, both these teams very well coached. They coach Stelbaker on the side of Red Lion, and then on the other side for Central, it's Coach Overmiller. And both coaches doing a great job here tonight and kind of showing off their wares here this evening on TV, Todd.
Yeah, just right before that timeout, we had Central York had a beautiful screen and roll. Just a little additional play that made a nice contribution to a 5-foot away bucket. And those are the little things that your coaches go, hey, that's what we're asking you to do. Keep good ball movement. Look at this double. Central York's trying to force some turnovers here.
We've got a close game here in the second half. Central York coming all the way back from being down 8 to get back into this one here tonight. And Red Lion with the ball underneath their own basket, tried to add to a 1-point precarious lead here at the moment. A different point guard look out here now with Ryan Earhart handling the basketball.
Got the ball
comes
back
the
in
hand of Scott.
Yeah, that's where you want it in Will Scott's hands. He's going to keep it spread here. Being patient on offense, you got to like what Red Lion's doing. They're feeling the double coming, and they're not picking their dribble up during it.
Maybe a little bit of a tough play there coming off the hands of Earhart. He was trying to look to the near corner for a 3-point shot for his man waiting over there. But Red Lion retains possession. This will be like a screen if he can get it out to the corner. Now you'll screen in for the inbounder. There goes Scott, and Scott finding his way through. What a good-looking shot. Wasn't able to get it to go, and then double teaming along the baseline between he and also Williams. And Williams, heady play, throws it off the leg of the central defender and will stay with the Lions.
That's a great hustle play. And they keep the possession, which is a big possession.
There's a screen, this time going to the far side looking for the 3. And Central doing a good job of jumping out there and closing out well. There it is. Now you get it this time in rhythm. Will not go, and Central's got the rebound.
I'll look to push because that's giving them some good opportunities in this game.
That could be a 4 if that one comes down. He was really out there.
Probably 25 foot away, and that will. I don't know. There's probably a better bucket with about 1:30 to go.
Yeah, a little quick on that one. I'm not sure that's the one the coach would want you to have. Coach Overmiller over there. Interesting, both teams coming down with 1 down and 1 up, and both teams going with the 3. And now getting a little sloppy with the basketball here for the moment.
You got 1:22 to play here, and you're throwing the ball around. So Sador and all the guys, you're trying to tell them, the coaching staff saying, hey guys, just relax a little bit. Central York, get a good one here. You don't need to fire a 25-footer. 5 foot away would be just like you've been doing. You know, you got a pick and roll option. You've done some nice things. They want a timeout though, Gary.
And here you go, the little time and score time here. 1:14 to go in this one. Red Lion up by 1. We'll be back right after this.
Today's Advanced Hoops tip will feature Archie Smith. Fasten your seatbelt.
To become a top defensive player, you need proper lateral technique. The cone-to-cone lateral slide drill will help a player practice getting quicker. It's important to keep the feet wide while the player is in a sit-down position with the back upright. When sliding back and forth, avoid crossing the feet or bringing feet together. Big focus on short, choppier steps. The lateral cone drill is just one fundamental a player will learn in my class.
And welcome back to Red Lion High School, where you see Red Lions huddle there. And a 1-point lead, and it's been precarious for the last few minutes here. Both teams got a little sloppy with the basketball here, and I think both coaches can benefit from the timeout. Todd McCall was talking about, hey, we're in a time and score situation now. You got to really respect the basketball.
Yeah, respect the basketball, respect the possession. Both teams got a little careless with it, turning the ball over. Some missed free throws here in the fourth quarter. Let's see what Central York does coming out of this timeout.
Well, Coach Overmiller obviously wanted to get a play, and this looks like a set piece that they're trying to get here. So the cut through, a little pick and roll look. Red Lion out in the zone. 2-3 zone coming out of the hole.
And this is not a bad idea. Oh, they surprised him a little bit, come out with a different look.
Yeah.
And at first, Central York didn't recognize it.
Well, they invited the three. They took the three, and then a stick back off the hands of Chandura, but apparently a walk called. And so Central with another missed opportunity here.
You know, and Chandura was a little upset. You know, he was aggressive on the glass. It shuffled feet. That's what they called it. They called it over the back. I wasn't sure exactly what they did. But right here, look, you've got a 1-point
Time and score. Yeah,
You
time
do
and
not
score
need to
situation
score.
right now. Now they're going to come out and double team him, and you just want to play keep away here for a few minutes and make them
keep away.
Make them foul your best free throw shooter. And you're going to get a timeout called here for Red Lion. So 37.3 seconds to go. Let's keep it right here for the moment because it's a 1-point game. And Todd McCall. So what are you going through right now if you're Red Lion? I mean, you're trying to figure out, okay, who do we want to have fouled? Who's our best free throw shooter out there? And how do we play keep away and not throw the ball away here?
Well, the first thing, you got the ball on your side out of bounds, inbound. You've got to get it inbound. And second of all, you know the trap's coming. So right now, I'm literally drawing up, guys. When you see that double trap, if one of you just step, that means somebody's open. If you are open, step to the ball. If you catch, you might be closer to the bucket. We only want a shot 5 foot away. They're going to eventually foul us. But in that double, do not pick your dribble up. Central York, you're going to continue to bring the pressure. You're going to foul right away. You're talking about your fouls and who you want to foul.
Yeah, you'd like to get a steal without having to do the foul here because you still have really a lot of time to go. 37.3 seconds and only a 1-point game. But you'd like to get that double team immediately, maybe get a tip ball, get a layup on the other end, get your own situation there that's going to be favorable to you. But bottom line is if you don't get the basketball, you don't have a lot of time to play with here. You do want to foul.
That's right. And you can afford to talk about who to foul in this case. And True Williams gone to the line. He missed the last two that when he went to the line. So just understanding this, maybe a guy you don't want to let the ball be in his hands is that's Will Scott, finding a way to keep the ball out of Will Scott's hands. And you might come away with a steal here. There will be a double trap. Let's see if Redland will actually step to the ball.
So Red Lion coming out here with the 1-point lead right now. 37.3 seconds to go. They've got the basketball. First thing they have to do is get it in bounds, and Seduro is going to pull the trigger on this one. There you got coming out of the gate. Now you're going to either look to foul right away or get that tip, and they're going to do the foul, and the foul is going to be called against James Jackson of Central. So that foul on Jackson, that'll be the 4th team foul. So now you got to, not be afraid to foul every time right now because you're not in the 1-on-1 yet.
Exactly.
Having a tough time getting it in. Dangerous pass here into the backcourt. Now you got to foul quickly. Schoonover coming over, not going to do it. And again, there's another foul. So that'll be foul number 5. So you still have another 2 fouls to give before you get to the 1-on-1. So 30.2 seconds to go. Here you go again. Get it back in bounds. And got it in the hands of Scott. Scott being double teamed, being chased. Gets it to the open man, Sedora. Back to Scott it comes. Now you have too much time going off the clock here. You really need to foul right away.
Yeah, the foul should have happened probably as soon as the ball came in bounds. And you got Will Scott with it. And we'll see what he does from the foul line. But he's the guy is going to catch it. Foul should have come up right away.
One of the interesting things here, and I don't know if you did this, Todd, but practicing fouling. When you're in practice, one of the things you need to learn how to do is how to foul and go for the basketball. And Schoonover there was trying to foul, and he said, how about this one? How about this one? How about this one? And finally, about the 3rd time, the official called it. But you have to learn how to foul, and one of the best ways is reach around and try to get the basketball and maybe get lucky every now and then. It's not going to get called. So 16.5 seconds to go here. And Central still down by 1. Red Line with the basketball and the lead by 1. So the situation stays pretty much the same as it was, doesn't it, Todd?
It does. And again, the ball's got to come in right. One thing you can do on a screen, you can switch men. You can trade off. That way you can roll back to the ball if you're Central York and maybe try to get a steal. You can trap the first pass in, foul immediately. You can do a few things here, catching in quick that might throw Red Lion off so you get a steal. And Red Lion has shown that they're not comfortable with the ball when the double's coming.
Well, what you don't have here is you don't have a lot of time. You still have 2 fouls you've got to give to get the 1-on-1. So you want to get Red Lion onto the line there eventually if you have to. You'd really like to get the steal right here if you're Central. Let's see what they do coming out here defensively. But now you're not down to a point where you have any choice. You have to get the steal or the foul immediately. No time to run. And Scott,
right away.
Great job of getting the ball in the hands of Scott. Nice job there offensively. And then Scott got away from the double team, which took 2 more seconds off the clock. Smart play by Will Scott.
Now if you're Will Scott, they're still not in the bonus yet. So Central York has them where they want again. They can foul again. They lost 4 seconds.
But want to get Scott or Sedora right here. Everybody running away for a second. Instead, they're going to get the ball in the hands. Looks like Williams with the basketball. Make that rather number 21. That's DJ Dennis. So DJ Dennis will head down to the line here.
DJ has an opportunity really right now to at least make it.
I think that's a long possession game, which would be a 3. Yeah. Obviously, it's going to really determine how Central approaches their next offensive possession. Dennis with a nice lift and a nice stroke.
Dennis, that was a way to come by with it. You know, regardless of 2's tie, 3 to win it, or 3 to tie it if he can make this. And you really need this one, really.
Now all you have to do if you make this one is play the 3-point line. And now just a 2-point lead. Jump ball underneath the basket. Who gets the possession, they ask? And the possession will belong to Red Lion. So 8.6 seconds to go. We get a timeout on the floor. We'll take one as well. We'll come right back. Red Lion leads at 39-37 on High School Sports Live TV.
At OSS Health, we offer orthopedic care you can trust. Award-winning for quality and safety, OSS Health will get you back to reaching. Swinging, rocking, and trailblazing. Keep following your passions. We'll help.
And welcome back to High School Sports Live TV, where it's 39-37. We're in the junior varsity game, and Red Lion over Central by 2, but 8 seconds to go here. And Todd McCall, anything could happen here. Red Lion with a 2-point lead, but Central with the basketball, and a 3 can win it, a 2 can tie it, 1's not enough.
No, it's not. I mean, I'm drawing up a play to get something 5 foot away for Central York. I want to tie the game with a chance to go to the bucket. Sometimes and ones, anything like that can happen. If you're Red Lion, you know, probably going to come back out in your man-to-man. If you're Red Lion, and you're just going to have to set down your defensive play. You're just going to have to keep your man between you and the basket, and you're going to have the help side. So they got to go long into the court here, or actually, is it Red? Yeah, they're going to go long in the court, and Red Lion's going to pick up. I'm sorry, Red Lion has the ball.
Red Lion with the basketball here.
Okay.
Yeah, so they have the ball. All they have to do is get it in bounds and get fouled. And that's what happens here. And Red Lion with a 2-point lead. And again, it's going to be Red Lion going to the line. And again, it's going to be Mr. Williams.
And True Williams he's struggled a bit from the foul line. Let's see what he comes by with here. These are crucial to pulling this game away.
Played so hard tonight on the glass. And again, another timeout called. We'll take one more as well. 5.3 seconds to go. And we'll be right back on High School Sports Live TV.
All across Pennsylvania, families are living their lives in their own homes. Not long ago, none of these families believed it possible. And then they discovered there was someone who could help. What was once only a dream is now a reality. Welcome home.
And welcome back. So Central York and Red Lion, Todd, we like to see this coming down to the wire here. You can see both the varsity teams lurking in the corners, waiting to get out there, but they're interested. They want to make sure their brothers in practice every day are having a chance to win here, so they're watching very carefully right now. And interesting opening game here tonight as the lead-in to the big one coming up after this, Central York and Red Lion for first place in the YAIA Division I.
So True Williams goes a line, hits one of them. It's a long ball to tie it. Hits two of it. It's over unless you do something really crazy and foul on a made three-point shot. So really, the game of basketball, you're not even comfortable till you have a 5-point lead with 5 seconds.
And it's only a 1-and-1 here, so it's not a two-shotter. So he's got to make the first to get the second. This is big. But here's Chris Williams. It's a nice lift off the front of the iron, though. Central with the basketball. You got a jump ball called. And this one will go over to Central. And you can see Williams head down a little bit there for a moment because it was off the front of the iron. Had a chance to put it away for his team there. And so Central has the basketball on a quick timeout as with 4.4 seconds to go. So Central now, you got to think the Red Lions going to come and get some kind of press on them and make them take time coming to the court, Todd.
Yeah,
but exactly. So if you're Central, who do the guy that they've been looking for all night long has been Parker Hines in the transition. But you don't need anything right now other than a deuce. You don't necessarily have to take the three, but you got to get it down the court in a hurry.
Yeah, and I want like a guy like number 10, James Jackson, one of those quicker point guards for Central York, to do the full push. You got to get out of the way. You've got to know that he's coming full speed. Everybody, all 5 orange jerseys need to crash. If you're Red Line, you need to crash too. Because no matter what, a three you've got to defend, got to have a hand in somebody's face. You don't want to give it the long ball. Worst case scenario, the ball goes in, no foul, and they tie it up and goes to overtime.
Well, one of the things you'd like to see here too, if you're the defensive team like Red Lion, is make that team come back to get the basketball. Don't let them get going forward where they have momentum. You want to make them have to come back to get the ball. Then they have to turn around. That takes time, and those are little seconds, fractions of seconds that count in this situation.
That's exactly right, Garrett. So let's just see how they get the ball. As you see, you have James Jackson. They're going to let him catch. If I was James Jackson, I'm going to let the ball roll. As long as I would have let it.
So count 1, count 2, count 3. He's going to get a layup, is he? And the clock had already gone off, I believe. Let's see what the official says. There was a problem with letting him come up the floor, and they're going to say, is it tied up? And the official counts it. So it's 39-39, and you were exactly right on the call, Todd. James Jackson got the basketball, went coast to coast, and nobody picked up the ball, and they let him get the ball in bounds easily. And I think that's one of the problems you have when you let the point guard get the ball in bounds easily like that. No one picks him up, and no one had the assignment.
And you were Red Line, and here's the thing, you had fouls to get. So think about this. So when the ball came in, you could have fouled him right away. I mean, and these are things, a lot of times you're hiring your JV coaches. Some of those guys are younger. You're giving them opportunities to learn to coach, and this is how you learn to coach on the fly. But a foul, you could have given 2 fouls, 3
only
before
14 fouls, yeah. You could have fouled him right away in the backcourt.
And the game would have been over. So
take a look at this. It's amazing. See, Jackson, no one picks him up. Everyone just kind of stood in the way, and then Jackson goes in and gets the layup right there at the end. And so we're going to go to overtime and play a little extra period here for you. So the JV say, hey, we wanted to play some more. We like this TV thing. So here's Chanduru and Williams jumping it. 3-minute game here for the junior varsity.
And this is indication of what you'll see in the varsity game. It's going to be close-knit. It's going to be every possession counts. Let's see who comes away with this.
Red Lion had the lead most of the game, although it jockeyed back and forth a little bit here in the 3rd and 4th quarter. And so here's Red Lion trying to get some momentum back. They had the wind salted away there, you thought. Inside it comes. Picking it back out to Sidoro. He's been hot all night long with that 3. This time not going to go. And there's Williams battling again, but it's not going to get it. And Chanduro comes down with a rebound.
And if you're Central York, you're saying, okay, we got a second chance at this. We got an opportunity here to get a good possession. Really use your offense, no matter what time and score is. Work clock, get a good bucket. I always wanted to be the first team to score in overtime, Gary.
Chanduro with that hard move again to the basket. Will not go. Couldn't quite get squared up as Williams yanks down yet another rebound.
The other thing coaches want to do is win the jump. You want to even win the jump in overtime, so you have the possession first.
There's Will Scott with the basketball now. He's been so good on penetration tonight. That time, good job by Central, double teaming and beating the screen. Here's a steal by Central as well. And Chanduro going hard to the basket, and in for the layup goes Chanduro. I like how strong this guy is. He's going to be a good player.
He is, and I think he's going to be used easily at the next level coming next year if he's not already coming off the bench doing some things for Central York. But now giving them the lead here late with 1:43.
And look who they have out on the ball here. Chanduro's out on Scott. And look at the
down low.
And Scott goes in hard, and Scott finds a way to wiggle through there and get the layup, and he'll get a chance for an and one as he went down hard on the floor. I hope he's okay.
I do too. I mean, he really got hit pretty hard. I mean, he's been dynamic getting to the basket.
Will Scott, who has been tough all night long, did they give him the bucket there? Thought he made it.
I couldn't see the indication or whether or not the ref signaled for the ball being good. We'll see if he holds up the one here.
Let's take a look as he kind of knifes his way through, splits the defenders, gets it up, misses the bucket. So he's going to go to the line for two, but came down really awkwardly. A chance to tie it up here the hard way with 2 free throws. And pushes it off the back of the iron. Again, for some younger players watching, you want to watch the legs, and then you want to watch the ball. And I always say lift and reach. Lift it to the sky and then reach to the rim. When you get that lift, you get that nice soft touch. Push sometimes, angle of entry equals angle of return right there. It's flat. And that one, though, manages to drop down off the front of the rim. So lead right now for Central, and they've got the basketball.
And still, they come back and tie this thing up and have a 1-point lead with 1:20 to go. And look, listen, you can be so patient right now. You got to throw it away.
And then the guy came over to screen, and he threw it to the guy that was screening, just a misplay. So now Red Lion with a chance to retake the lead again. Got Honey. Look at that baseline. Have to do a much better job here of cutting down that penetration of the basket.
They are. They're just buckled down here in the second half defensively a little bit better.
Under a minute to play.
Doing a better job of keeping the ball out of the lane on the penetration as well.
Here's your drive to the basket. Not going to go. Williams with yet another rebound. I think he stepped on the line as he grabbed the ball. Good hustle again by Williams.
Yeah, he's trying to tiptoe down there and not step on the line. He did, and give the ball and the possession back to Central York.
So here's Central York now with a 1-point lead. Just missing the drive that time was Earhart. And you can see right on the line there was Williams. Look at Scott taking it right away. Here's Scott, one-on-one at the other end. Scott trying to get a handle on the ball, finally does, comes back out and resets. And timeout by Red Lion one more time. So one down is Red Lion. They call a timeout. We'll take one as well. 28.7 seconds to go in the overtime on High School Sports Live TV.
They didn't wait for someone else to change the world, and we're not waiting for the world to change education. CCA, pioneers in online education since 2003. Enroll today.
So 28.7 seconds left in the overtime. This is the junior varsity game as we get you ready for the big one. Coming up at 7:30 tonight, Central York and Red Lion, the battle for first place in the York Area Interscholastic Athletic Association. As we come down to the end of the season, no tournament this year at the end for the York Area League, much like the Mid-Penn, who canceled theirs. I think Lancaster Lebanon is maybe the only major league around right now that's having a playoff, and they're down to like just 4 teams for that one, Todd. So playoffs not something they're doing in the league level this year for the most part, and all these teams trying to qualify for districts.
Yeah, they were cutting games down, cutting exposure, really,
right,
so that they can go ahead and in that playoff. And if you're a coach and your team's into the playoffs anyway, and you want to get in the districts, you're eyeing up bigger titles than just a league tournament championship. So
right,
you would take it as a coach at this point.
Now you get it to Scott. That's the hand you want it in right now. Let's see what Scott can do with it. Central doing a great job of cutting down that middle of the second half. They were getting dissected the first half. Look at this cut through by Earhart. Earhart up. Williams with the rebound for a moment. Loses it out of bounds, and it belongs to the Panthers one more time. And Earhart was wondering, where's the foul?
And if you're Red Line now, it might be time to start using some of your fouls. Here's why. Number one, when I say use fouls,
15.4 seconds to go.
15.4 to go. One of the things you can do is is you can go for a steal, but you can be a little more aggressive. If you get a foul, it's okay. You got them to give.
Well, instead, you got a turnover for a moment there, and then you got a foul right away, and the ball stripped. They got away with the foul there. It was actually controlled for a moment by Owen Hill, and then Owen Hill had it knocked away. It looked like he took part of his arm with him, but it was knocked out of bounds. And so now Red Lion with the basketball, down a point, 12.4 seconds to go, and it's their turn to maybe have a little miracle ending here. Here's Scott, and another timeout by Red Lion. So they're going to get one more chance. We'll take one as well. It's 9.4 seconds to go. This is High School Sports Live TV. And we'll keep it right here. 9.4 seconds to go. Gary Sutton, Todd McCall with you, and the situation, Central up by 1. We are in the overtime right now. So everybody talking over what's going on here. And Todd, very simply, if you're Red Lion, you got to score.
You got to score. You guys find a way to get to the basket, put one in. I mean, that's all it is too. You forced a turnover. You got the ball back. 9.4. You got plenty of time. I'm probably going to be aggressive as a coach and say, let's get the ball into Will Scott's hands. Let's get to the basket. Yeah. Everybody crash the boards. You have to foul to go for backs to get it. No. Let them make the call. You just be aggressive.
Well, you know, if you're Red Lion right now, you want to get the kind of shot that's going to maybe draw you a foul potentially. Even if you miss it, you go to the line for 2 to win. On the other side, if you're Central, you're thinking the same way on the other hand, saying we don't want any drive. We don't want them being able to get to the basket, beat us with a 2. Make them kick it to the outside for the 3 at worst. We'd much sooner have them try to beat us with that. The first thing you have to do if you're Red Lion, again, is get the ball inbounds here, and that hasn't always been the easiest thing. But here it is in the hands of Scott. 7 seconds to go. Here he goes hard. Now you're stuck. Now you got to get a shot off, and you're going to get a tough one. Scott lets it go. It's not going to happen, and that is it. 0.1 seconds to go, and there's nothing you can do.
Yeah, you just want to throw it in, and you'll be fine for Central York. Catch, touch, and it's the game.
And that's it. And it's 41-40. Central York comes back and wins it in overtime here as we get you ready for the big varsity game coming up next. It'll be Central and Red Lion live from Red Lion High School here on High School Sports Live TV on ABC 27.3. We'll be back right after this. Okay.
All across Pennsylvania, families are living their lives in their own homes. Not long ago, none of these families believed it possible. And then they discovered there was someone who could help. What was once only a dream is now a reality. Welcome home.
They didn't wait for someone else to change the world, and we're not waiting for the world to change education. CCA, pioneers in online education since 2003. Enroll today.
Erie Insurance says here's to the grown-ups who move, mortgage, mow, and still bust a move. But does your home insurance still fit? Erie helps you protect the home you've grown into, all at fair prices that are often less than the other guys. So how do you find the right coverage? Magic. Nope. Local independent agents who get to know you like this.
Your local Erie agent is Capital Region Insurance Agency, 717-731-1142.
Erie Insurance.
And in a harsh season where playoffs have become almost non-existent, we have a huge game on tap for you tonight here on High School Sports Live TV. It's Central York and Redline in the York Area Interscholastic Athletic Association's Division I, fighting it out for first place tonight. The tournament for the season has been canceled, but for these two teams, they have fought their way in this moment where they're fighting for first place right now. They've already played one excitement-packed game earlier in the season. Central beating Redline 78-75 over at Central. But the two teams come in here tonight, both 8-1 in their division. 10-2 for Central, 11-1 for Red Lion. Good evening. This is High School Sports Live TV, and we're proud to present Red Lion and the Central York Panthers here tonight. Tonight's live broadcast is made possible by our premier sponsor, the Pennsylvania Housing Finance Agency, and special community sponsors Jack G. and Valbo Family of Dealerships, Integrity First Home Buyers, and OSS Health. I'm Gary Sutton. Alongside of me, the good-looking and always effervescent coach, Todd McCall, here tonight. Good evening, my partner.
Hey, good evening, Gary, and thank you for that. The good-looking, the only reason I'm good-looking is the excitement of a playoff game, really, in a league matchup in 1AIA. We are in for a big one tonight, and more importantly, these two teams are heavy hitter clashers right now. You know, Central York coming off the football experience and what I would call going to the big dance or the Super Bowl, so to speak, of high school sports and football-wise. Some of that rushing over to their Central York basketball program, and Red Lion, Steve Schmiel, getting things going back after a fairly tough season last year to be having his team at 11-1 right now. That's why I'm so excited about watching this thing this evening.
Well, Steve Schmiel, as you mentioned, has been eyeing this kind of moment for a long time. He has a veteran team. They've had some tough seasons, but you know what? Here they are tonight, only one loss for the whole year, and that right at the hands of the people they're looking at across the way tonight, Central York. On the other side, Central York, a team that knows nothing but success over the past bunch of years under Kevin Sheeler, but now they have a new coach, Jeff Hoke, who came via Bishop McDevitt a couple years ago, a great player in his own right back at Trinity in the day. Had a chance to coach against him in an Eastern Final game one time. This guy held the record in the state for a number of free throws in a row shot during that season. So this is a guy that knows something about offense. One of the great guys you're ever going to meet, along with Steve Schmel. So it's a matchup tonight we've been looking forward to. It starts when you look at Central with our Commonwealth Charter Academy player of the game, player to watch rather, is Karen Brown. Karen Brown wears number 14 tonight. He is a 6-foot senior guard, averaging 17 points a game, Todd. But he's not the only weapon they have in the arsenal tonight for Central.
No, they've got a lot of guys, including like Judah Tome and guys like that, Nolan Hubbs, guys that come off the bench, and also Taylor Wright-Rawls, the speedy receiver from Central York, is actually going to get an opportunity to play in his first varsity basketball game. But back to KB Brown. He goes by KB Brown, slasher, guy who does all things, gets up and down in transition tonight. Look for him to do that. And as you mentioned on the other side, somebody very special in 6'6", Devontae Dennis. We've talked about, you know, Gary, seems like talking about Devontae Dennis for a long, long time. His ability in transition and the physicality of his play. He's a footballer style anyway, too. So I love what he does above the rim at Devontae Dennis. Great game, great match tonight.
Our OSS Health player to watch tonight as well. But you look around at some of the other supporting cast, and there's a guy whose name jumps out here for you at Central, Gabe, our great Geidinger, who is only a freshman, averaging 17 points a game. He has had 19 of his last 27 free efforts go down. This guy is going to be a force to be looked at tonight.
A lot of different players, a lot of mixes. Anytime you're getting contribution double digits out of a freshman, you know you got something special brewing in this team this year in Central York. And then here's the thing. This is a game that pre-COVID, standing room only. We know the excitement when Central York and Red Lion hooks up, but you know what? We're bringing that same excitement whether people are there or not, because we know that the viewers at home are feeling the exact same thing. So get, you know, your popcorn, get your hot dogs, get ready for a big one, right, Gary Sutton?
You got it right. Let's take a look at our starting lineups for tonight, because we have those handy right now as well, and we'll put those up on the screen for you. And you take a look first of all at Central. Nolan Hubbs averaging 14 points again. Again, KB Brown, a guy who's getting 17 a night. You look at Jacoby Baker up there, average only 1 point a game, but he's an outstanding little guard. You look at Cole Luckenbaugh, a guy who gets it done without the basketball so much, and he's one of the guys you're going to keep an eye on here tonight. And then, of course, we mentioned about Geidinger, 17 points a game, only a freshman. And keep that number in mind. 19 of his last 27 threes have gone in. On the other side, Devontae Dennis has had some huge games this season, 16.5 points a game for Dennis. A.J. Verrata, he had a tough one the last time out. Didn't score a lot, but still kept working really hard on defense. He's averaging 9.6 points a game. He's got 12 threes for the year. Mitchell Burchett averages 6.6 points a game, and then Mason Urey, who's 6'7", 8.2 points a night, and Evan Watt. Evan Watt's a guy who can put you to sleep at 13.9 points a game, and he's a guy we'll keep our eye on tonight as well. So a lot of people out there tonight, a lot of balanced scoring, good average size on both of these clubs tonight, Todd. I'm really looking forward to this one. And you talk about these two teams, they get it done in different ways. Central, when they win, average 82 points a game. They're averaging 75.5 for the season. On the other side, you have Red Lion, only 59 points a game, but my, they ground you down with defense.
And I thought that Red Lion really needed to keep the score under 60. And I think if you're Central York, you want to push it. So in the win, 82 points per game, and win 77 in losses, you are scoring dynamically, and you're getting really balanced from your bench. And then you mentioned on the other side, guys like Evan Watt with 13 points last time we were out to call the game. Guys like that must step up, and you need to get bench production tonight too for Red Lion and Central York.
Yeah, and of course last time 78-75, and Red Lion had Central down at the half. I was reading the article about it, and Central kids come in and said, we're not used to being down. They're used to being up at the half almost all the time. And so Red Lion went up into rare air last time and scored 75, but lost by 3. So I think you're right. The lower the score tonight, the more it would seem, at least on paper, to favor Red Lion. Let's talk about your keys to the game here tonight, Todd, before we run to a break.
And I think the reason you're scoring 82 points per game is your running game. And now we're not talking football, we're actually talking basketball running game, pushing the ball up the floor, keeping the floor spread, like kind of what you saw in the JV game, looking for the advantage to take out and run and get that score above 70, get that average. You know you're going to win that game. But if you're on defense and you're playing in your Red Line, I think Steve Schmiel is going to come out and try to keep that unbalanced game going by showing some zone looks as well. And then that score, you're probably telling your team, fellas, we can try to score 82 with these guys, but we'll come up on the short end of the stick. Let's keep that score 60 below. If we could hold them to a league minimum to this tonight, we will win on the home floor.
So you get to 60-65, probably favors Red Lion. Over 65, one up. Probably favors the Central Panthers, who are in town tonight for this big matchup for first place. We're going to take a break. We're going to come right back. This is High School Sports Live TV for first place tonight on ABC 27.3.
They didn't wait for someone else to change the world, and we're not waiting for the world to change education. CCA, pioneers in online education since 2003. Enroll today.
All across Pennsylvania, families are living their lives in their own homes. Not long ago, none of these families believed it possible. And then they discovered there was someone who could help. What was once only a dream is now a reality. Welcome home.
Hoffman Ford wants to trade keys with you. That's right. Give us the keys to your current vehicle, and we'll get you into a brand new Ford with great offers, like up to $13,500 off MSRP on a new Ford F-150 XLT 4x4, or 1.9% financing up to 60 months, plus $9,000 off MSRP. And get top dollar for all trades, no matter what it is. Let's trade keys at Hoffman Ford.
Hoffman has it.
Hoffman Ford, just what you're looking for. Hoffman has it.
I would say life does get expensive. We manage it well, but just with activities, it all adds up.
But Giant makes our life so much easier. I don't mind paying for quality, but I feel like at Giant, I'm getting quality, and when I look at that bill, I feel like, okay, you know what? I think that's great.
Yeah.
Buy our brand ground beef. Get the other chili ingredients free. See flyer for details.
The Jet Giambalvo family of dealerships. 9 great franchises in 4 locations. Buick GMC, Hyundai, Mazda, Stadler Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, Genesis of York, and Giambalvo Hyundai of Hanover. The Giambalvo family dealerships. Over 30 million in new and pre-owned inventory. With a reputation for quality service after the sale. Giambalvo is proud to serve your community. Find out why. The Jet Giambalvo family of dealerships. 4 great locations. Online at Giambalvo.com.
And welcome back to Red Lion High School. Gary Sutton, Todd McCall with you as we're getting ready to get this one underway right now. And one other number to jump out tonight. The first time that Red Lion played against Central, they were 9 out of 24 from the three-point line, Todd, at about a 38% clip. So that three could be major here tonight. And for Central, they're a 74% free throw shooting team. For Red Lion, only 63%. So that's another number to keep an eye on tonight as we get ready to tip this one off for first place in the YAIA District 1, or excuse me, Division 1, and Central controlling the basketball right out of the gate.
And right out of the gate, Red Lion going man-to-man. Let's see if Central York's going to keep this offense spread like you saw out of that JV game.
There you have exactly what we thought we'd see, and right through the lane they go. In for the easy layup for Central, and that's going to be Nolan Hubbs with his opening deuce of the night.
Just comes off a curl cut. Again, just what we saw in the JV game. He gets a nice bucket 5 foot away.
Love that motion. Jeff Hoke, the head coach here for Central, his first year there. And stolen back here by Central. Turnover the first play for Red Lion, and then all the way down the other end, a little high flying play, not going to go. Taken down by Devontae Dennis. He throws it away again, and Central in, not going to go. And on the run is Red Lion.
So Red Lion's got to be careful. Good. He pull it back out. You got to be careful not to get in the pace. See what happens. You get in Central York pace.
You also can't throw it across court like that and hope that it's not going to get stolen, as it is stolen. And cruising on in for the easy bucket that time for Central.
Ethan Dotson comes away with that bucket.
Ethan Dotson, only a sophomore. Dotson in for 2.
I tell you what, I like Dotson and what he did. He got a hand in the passing lane, first of all, comes up with a steal to get the easy bucket.
Facing Jeff Hoke on the far side. Most times you can say, who is that mass big? Jeff Hoke. And there's your look you wanted for Red Lion, and there's the shot that you wanted for Red Lion as well. Coming off the hands of Ethan Watts, who's got a 3. And we said that 3 is going to be very important tonight. Watts knocks it in.
Watts 13 a year, and that's a big bucket for him.
Boy, how do you like that drive again, coming off the hands of Dotson, sliding on through and easily putting it down. So 6-3 Central leads here, and a quick opening score here in the first quarter.
If you're Red Line, that's too easy. They're getting slashing to the glass on you. They're getting curl cuts on you. You're chasing the cutters.
The highlight there is a nice high-low, but a good job of blocking it is Central. And here they come, and they love to run. They love to get out and run on you all night long, and that's why they're averaging 75.5 points a game.
Well, it's characteristics of Jeff Hoke's team. It's what he did when he had some success at McDevitt, winning divisions back then and winning a league title that we called him on many, many years back. If you remember, Gary, he will tell his team to push, and that's where 82 points comes from.
Here's Red Lion now with the basketball. Good game here for Red Lion. This is rare errors. They're throwing the ball away a little bit here, and I think, you know, might be feeling a little bit of pressure playing in a game like this. Like Central, they've been to this dance a few times over the years. And you can see Steve Schmel, he could feel it. I mean, there's a little pressure. There might not be a lot of people in that place tonight, but you can feel the heat.
Yeah, he tells Michael Burke that he's pulling him out of the game there just a minute. Hey, settle down, guys. We're all right. It's only a 3-point game. We got 3 turnovers, though. We got to limit those turnovers if you're Red Line.
To run a little 2-man game on that near side, then trying to get the shot up. Good defense by Red Lion to turn them away, and the ball goes off Central out of bounds. That will go off Jacoby Baker, who is the point guard.
Really, that's Central York's first mishap, Gary. I mean, they've controlled the ball well, and they're pushing the ball. That's their only turnover this first quarter.
Here comes Dennis trying to run a little pick and roll, and there is. See, again, they're throwing it across court, trying to do too much here in the early going.
That's 4 crucial turnovers. Remember, you're in a YAI1 league, almost like championship-style game here. Limiting your turnovers. When you're 11-1, you know, you're not 11-1 on purpose. You're 11-1 because you handle the rock.
And the worst part was there, they had Dennis on the pick and roll wide open as a little bang off the glass that time off the hands of KB Brown. And then quickly, here's Red Lion. Chance to get the easy layup on the other end. They get it to Dennis in a 2-on-1. Nice job by Dennis to finish it off, and 1-point lead here by Central.
And look right back at you. Central York just attacks right back at you, so you've got to get some people back. Turnover.
And a second turnover in a row here against Central. And here comes Verrata going hard to the basket. Verrata's going to draw the foul as he takes it hard to the glass. It looks like the foul's going to be on Nolan Hubbs trying to get back on defense.
And I believe Red Lion can play at a pace. I just don't believe they can play at this pace. So again, this benefited them there. In that case, they drew a foul. But again, they're really good in their half-court offense, settling down a bit.
But the first foul called up against Central is here is Verrata at the line. Verrata off the front of the iron. He's a 57% free throw shooter for the season, but as I said, that's an Achilles heel for this team. They only shoot it at 56% as a team. I said 63 earlier, I was wrong. 56% as a team at the free throw line. That's not going to be a number that you're going to be real happy about when you get down to the end of a game.
Yeah, you want to come back and close this one right here.
So Verrata second one up and good, and Red Lion has tied it up here as Verrata makes 1 out of 2. Central with the basketball.
And Red Lion Steve Schmeel's team going to stay man-to-man. They're going to fight it man-to-man tonight.
Put the motion away. You got a 2-man game going on the one side. You get 3-man motion away on the other side. Constant motion. Never anywhere longer than 2 count. Keep that defense moving.
Just so patient.
And good job here bringing the ball down by Dennis on the missed shot. And now Red Lion's going to slow it up a little bit. Verrata's going to walk it down.
Let's see if they get to
your rhythm in half court right now, Todd, if you're Red Lion.
You do. And right here, you're Central York gets their hand in the passing lane, so you're going to have to be careful with the ball. And again, a turnover. That's the 5th turnover here.
No, it's going to be a foul. I thought it was going to be
foul.
a foul
I'm sorry.
call
Okay.
by Hubbs there. And I guess not. I guess he's going to call the walk before the foul. So you're exactly right. As Cole Luckenbaugh will inbound the ball here. We're going to get a timeout on the floor. We'll take one as well. 4:01 to go in the first quarter. It's 6-6. Red Lion and Central on High School Sports Live TV on ABC 27.3.
Today's Advanced Hoops tip will feature Duke McCamey, our post-training expert.
One of the key moves I teach young players is the drop step. It's important to establish position first with both feet in the neutral position. Allowing players to choose either pivot foot, depending on the defense's position. Once you secure the ball, using a power dribble, drop step toward the basket with 2 hands to seal the defender. This will help a young player finish with great balance. The drop step is just one move a young player will learn in my post class.
Jim Gallagher, our statistician tonight, and he tells us that there's, in the first quarter so far, Red Lion with 4 turnovers and Central with 2 so far. So turnover is the name of the game here in the first quarter. As Red Lion comes back out. And there you see in the game Mason Urey, 6'7" Mason Urey.
Look at the patience of ball movement.
Our defense. Again, getting on top of it, and a nice job of staying with it that time was Nolan Hubbs again. Nolan Hubbs now with 4 points in the game and a 2-point lead for the Panthers as Central coming after him full court this time, Todd.
Yes, they are. And Nolan Hubbs, I love what he does defensively. Look how he sits down and he gets up there and pressures. First of all, what he did, a nice varsity jump stop to get that bucket there.
And they get it to Verrata. This time they'll just give the initial pressure, then clear out.
And this is probably what you want. Red Line, just walk it up the floor and spread your offense and look at Big Double D, Devontae Bennett, having these speedy, dynamic Division I top receiver, running back players on coming off that bench, special pressing like this.
Well, the Wheeler quarterback played last year, but not this year, obviously. He's going to be heading off to Penn State to play football.
He has another year of football in high school yet under him. Can you imagine?
Oh, yeah. They're going to be pretty good next year, too.
Good motion, good movement. Look at Coach Hoke has got this Central York team playing. That's why they're 11-1. It's just.
And I think the foul might be called on either Verrata or Dennis here. Take your pick. We'll see the official whistles it on. I think it might be on Verrata.
Both guys.
So here's Central with the ball back in bounds here. 2-point lead, 2:21 to go in the first quarter. You're watching all on High School Sports Live. If you look at the interior passing there, great job. They don't come away with anything, and then Dennis gets it and gets it out very quickly.
Man, they dodged a bullet. Cole Luckenbaugh missed a tough shot. He kind of had to scoop and kind of duck and dive in there to try to get the ball up of the bucket, and unfortunately comes away with it.
Another turnover here for Red Lion, and then gets turned back around by Central. Got looks like a foul called here. And I think it's going to be against Central, and it looks like it's going to be marked up by Rawls.
Yeah, right, Rawls. He just kind of said, "Hey, wait a minute, what? Did I foul him? Did I get him? I mean, come on, I play football. This,
I just got in the game here. You don't be tough on me right now." So
yeah, I just tied him up. You should see how I hit people.
You come up with that incredulous look, and now you're trying to get the ball in bounds here if you're Red Lion. Central really doing a good job defensively tonight.
They just get after it, and this is characteristics of Jeff Hoke's team. They're just aggressive, and they really get after it.
It's going to sound weird, but I think that Red Lion really needs to find a way to get a good opening pass that's easy. So far, they've not gotten any of that. It's a good job by Dennis of tapping the ball from behind. Another turnover against Central, and then who wants it? That ball must be hot right now. Long look, far corner. There it is, buried down.
I think somebody stepped out of bounds. I think prior to the play, it's not going to be a bucket because there was an out-of-bounds step out. But you know, people are down, people are on the ground. This is not what you want to see, though. You don't want to see Nolan Hubbs down with that ankle because he is definitely one of their hustle players.
You're wondering if it's an ankle or just if he caught a little bit of a cramp there, maybe. Although he's coming up on the left leg, obviously. There you see Jeff Hoke helping him up and the trainer off the floor. So we hope that that's just a momentary thing for him. You don't want to see him go down right now.
Absolutely.
So 8-6 here, 1:33 to go in the first quarter, and an injury to Nolan Hubbs. We'll keep our eye on that for you. Gary Sutton, Tom McCall with us. See if we can see what happened right here. There's your save, and you can see what happened. Hubbs just kind of got caught with the leg mixed up there with Dennis just for a moment, and then kind of came down very awkwardly on it.
And then Cole Luckenbaugh came from the out of bounds. He was in the black and came back in to get the ball, and that's when they signaled it. And so no shot.
There it is over top to Dennis, and Dennis, again, not getting the good angle. He's catching the ball, but he's not able to get himself squared around. And then he gets kind of a silly foul coming back down the floor.
Right, and Dennis had a second just to gather himself. He still had a minute, and because he's so big and physical, he didn't need to rush that shot. Just gather himself. Right now, Devontae Dennis is kind of finding trying to find his groove in this game. But when he does, you got to look out because he starts scoring in bunches.
We saw him against Dallastown do that in the second half when he came out, and they just basically made him the focal point underneath, and he answered the call. Up and running one-hander. Is it going to be good?
It's going to be no
good.
They're
going to call a walk call here, and that will be against KB Brown.
KB Brown kind of really didn't understand that when he said, I'm not sure what I did there.
Sloppy first quarter here for these two teams, and it might be a little nerves on the line. You have to wonder. 8-6, Central leads it by 2. And again, trying to get it inside to Dennis. They're going to throw it off his leg out of bounds, and it will go back to Central. So again, turnovers have been the name of this first quarter so far tonight.
6 turnovers for Central York.
There's Yuri getting back in the game now for Red Lion. He's a guy who can get it going on the inside too. He's 6'7", so you got 6'6". Trading out for 6'7" here with Dennis going out of the game for the moment.
Up as
throughout my entire life, seeing my dad how successful he was and learning the way he was actually able to communicate with people and help them, whatever their needs may be, it made me want to get more involved. I'm most proud of helping continue my dad's legacy, helping the surrounding communities, businesses, and families.
we try to wow our customers, let them know that we are here for them. If they can't get into our office, we would take the time and go visit them. This really differentiates ourselves from the 1-800 who do you get? Whether it's financial services, auto, home, life, commercial, we hold their hands, bring them through the process. We let them understand that we know what we're doing and they feel comfortable when they leave here.
I think it makes it more personal and more family oriented, definitely more of a friendly environment.
What I'm most proud of is the hard work, and it's enabled me to ensure clients, to provide protection for them, to let them sleep well at night.
And welcome back as we start the second quarter here. Central leads it by 3 over Red Lion. This is High School Sports Live TV on ABC 27.3. This is the battle for first in Division I of the York Area Interscholastic Athletic League. Gary Sutton, Todd McCall with you here tonight as well, the coach, as they continue to try to get it inside to Dennis. And so far it has been very unsuccessful, as that's the 8th turnover of the game now for Red Lion.
Yeah, and they're just now forcing it to Dennis because they know they need to get it to him, but they're not getting to him in the flow of an offense.
Here's Central again with a good passing game. They get the look. Wright Rawls, and Wright Rawls says, hey, I can knock it down here, and does. Taylor Wright Rawls with his first points of the season, and there are 3.
And you know what? Taylor Wright Rawls just not even a problem. Now you just added another dynamic to this great team right now by putting him on the floor.
And Uri went hard to the basket. I think he was getting ready to put that one away before he got stuffed at the basket. So Uri's going to go to the line here for 2, because they have both Uri and Dennis in the game now, 6'7" and 6'6". But there you see Taylor Wright-Rawls. Came off a football injury, his first game back tonight for the season. As at the line is Mason Uri, only a 50% free throw shooter for the year, but 100% tonight.
Uri really needed that. They needed something. They needed to find something. Somebody else has to step up until Dennis gets going. Dennis is struggling posting up. I just don't think Dennis is natural to try to use his back at playing like the center spot. He's more of a kind of get up and down the floor, create things.
Very short of the second one.
Uri was 3 points.
I don't think Red Lion as a team wants to play from behind tonight at all, with this Central team being the kind of team that can run the way they do. As you see the walk call there against Central. So both teams with 8 turnovers here so far.
And the turnover battle starting to happen here a little bit. And you just got to settle down. You know you're in a big game here. Red Lion needs one.
It's got to be odd to be in a big game and there's hardly anyone in the stands. I mean, that's what's different tonight. There's Verrata. He's a guy that's got to hit it tonight and does. And Verrata answers the bell here with a huge 3. Verrata with 4 points. They've closed it back to 2. Has Red Lion.
And Will Scott comes in off the JV team and takes over the point guard job and finds Verrata on an assist. And Verrata nails the 3-point shot.
And there's Dennis saving it. And off they come with the basketball for Red Lion. And good hustling down the court. And then Central trying to get it back out, and you've got a call by the official, as it will stay with the Lions.
And kind of like the surge, Will Scott comes in off the bench, gives Red Lion a little surge because he's got a naturally great push and he's not afraid. And Gary, he takes the ball to the bucket, which even gives Red Lion an opportunity. Throw away though.
Throws it away here, so here comes Central back again, looking to run all the time, and then we'll pull it out and run that motion offense to death. Change of pace there, and a good job of taking it to the right. Up and in by Jacoby Baker.
And there's
Jacoby
that balance.
Baker only averages 2 points a game, but he gets 2 right there on a big one, a nice move.
There's that balance that Jeff Hoke has out of this team. Everybody has an opportunity to score, and everybody can.
There's another kick, the extra pass to the corner. There's our guy again. Trying to make the move inside there with Uri. It looked like he was making a pass, but he's going to get fouled on the play. So the ball go to the baseline here for the Lions. Down by 4, 5:43 to go to the half. And don't forget, we have our Jack T and Balbo halftime report coming up, but also Charlie Ford in OSS. That was my knee doctor years ago. There you have the look, not going to go.
Now, big possession for Central York to come away here. They'll pull it out on the secondary look. That's one great thing that this Panther team does.
There's another 3 look for the Panthers. That's not going to go, and Dennis pulls it down. And then on the other end, and they answer very quickly. Look at Uri running the floor. What a great job by the big guy, and he's got 5 points tonight.
How about Devontae Dennis getting kind of in the push a little bit, getting up and down the foot? But he does better, and he looks and finds Uri running up the floor.
6'7" to 6'6". How's that? 16-14. Central leads it, trying to make a move to the basket here, and running, not going to go. Gotten a little bit out of their offense here in the last couple of moments. A lot of drive and throw.
Yeah, they're getting kind of, let me take it this time, let you take it next time.
Yeah.
And that's going to hurt them, and that's allowing Red Lion to stay right where they want here, down 2.
And he's got the 3 again, and the 3 is answering the bell right now. That's Evan Watt putting some wattage on this team. He's got 2 threes tonight, 6 points, timeout on the floor. Red Lions taking the lead, 17-16, 4:33 to go to the half on High School Sports Live TV on ABC 27.3.
Erie Insurance says here's to the grown-ups who move, mortgage, mow, and still bust a move. But does your home insurance still fit? Erie helps you protect the home you've grown into, all at fair prices that are often less than the other guys. So how do you find the right coverage? Magic. Nope. Local independent agents who get to know you like this.
Your local Erie agent is Capital Region Insurance Agency, 717-731-1142.
Erie Insurance.
Welcome back to Red Lion High School, where Red Lion has gotten their first lead of the game on the 3 by Watt. Remember the first time they played and Red Lion lost 78-75. Red Lion had 9 threes that night out of 24 3 shots. Tonight they're shooting the ball pretty well from the three-point line, as Watt has 2 of them thus far, Todd McCall.
Yeah, and he's just got square. He just waited for his opportunity to, and he'll pinpoint you. He'll hurt you, and he's getting shots off wide open. Actually, no contestation. So for Central York, you got to contest Watt when he has the ball.
And with Central York paying a lot of attention to Devontae Dennis inside, Watt's going to get some of those looks out there, and he's got to answer it, and it's going to make that team a lot more balanced. Good block there by Dennis. Central keeps the ball in their offensive rebound. They're looking for the 3 here. Not going to get it. Picked off by Red Lion, and back in the hands now of a young man who we saw a lot in the JV game tonight. We're seeing him a lot here, Will Scott. See, there's that tough pass you didn't need to throw. And it's going to be a bucket on the other end, or is it? Good job getting back by Uri to stop it from being a layup, and then, yeah, Red Lion dodges the bullet there.
Uri comes up with another great block. The 6'8" long arm, and makes him look like he's 7-footer when he's running down the floor.
Uri's having a great game here tonight so far. In addition to 5 points and plays like that, he's really been valuable to his team, as the shot is blocked, but it's going to be a foul called, as it'll be Watt heading back to the line now. Watt with a good head and shoulders fake, and then stepping in for the medium range jump shot.
Evan Watt drew the foul very well here. Well, look at this transition.
Look at
Uri just out of nowhere.
Wow. And saving a bucket. You know, those buckets, you look at them now, and then later in the game you say, remember that play. That looked for all the world like it was going to be an easy layup, and Uri came out of nowhere, as Wright Rawls will check out of the game, and in for him will be Cole Luckenbaugh.
He looks like the jumping prime menace, Uri. Like that long arm just got up and made a beautiful defensive play.
Evan Watt, the best free throw shooter of the team at 68%, knocks down his first one. He's got 7 points.
Yeah, 7 on the night. These are big 7 points in this game right here before half.
And now Red Lion trying to get to a position where they're playing from the lead, which you think the numbers starting to look more like Red Lion numbers, as the second shot is up and good. He's got 5 points this quarter, 8 for the game now for Evan Watt. As there's a good sign, Nolan Hubb's back in the game now. He was out with that leg a few minutes ago, and he's back in playing. Good to see.
Yeah, Hubb's coming back in the game.
So Red Lion has gouged out a 3-point lead here so far in the second quarter with 3:27 to go to the half. And Central has left their offense for whatever reason. They're not smooth like they were starting the game. They were using the pass, they're using the 2-man game. Now they're getting more to this kind of stuff, but they answered the call here with a 3. Big 3 from downtown by Jacoby Baker, who says, I'm stepping up tonight, coach. I'm only averaging 1 point for the season, but 5 tonight.
Baker drills a huge 3.
You're taking it back out to Dennis. And I think you're going to see the foul called on Will Scott here on the charge. And you had a man standing there doing a great job taking the charge at time, Greg Geidinger, the freshman. And the foul call against Scott, his first. There's another 3. And all of a sudden, off the pick, beautiful shot again. What's with Jacoby Baker? He says, Coach, I can score. He's got 8 points this quarter, and all of a sudden Central out to a 3-point lead with 2:49 to go. This is High School Sports Live TV on ABC 27.3.
The Jet Giambalvo family of dealerships. 9 great franchises in 4 locations. Buick GMC, Hyundai, Mazda, Stadler Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, Genesis of York, and Giambalvo Hyundai of Hanover. The Giambalvo family dealerships. Over 30 million in new and pre-owned inventory. With a reputation for quality service after the sale. Giambalvo is proud to serve your community. Find out why. The Jet Giambalvo family of dealerships. 4 great locations. Online at giambalvo.com.
You know, when you're looking at Central, you're not thinking about Jacoby Baker as a big-time scorer, Todd McCall, but tonight he's got 8 points all here in the second quarter, and 6 of them via the tray.
Yeah, and he come down in that last one. He pulled up from 24 away, 23 away, and didn't even have a contestant hand in his face. You got to have a hand in his face now because he's not afraid to pull it.
Third 3 of the night for Central, with Geidinger having the only other one. Here you have Scott in the game. Scott looking to get to the baseline, trying to get Uri. Uri with a little bit of a kind of walk before the call. got a little indecisive in there. He's looking like we wanted to go to the half hook, and then he kind of thought better of it and ended up with a walk.
Yeah, that's a crucial turnover here at 2:33 to play because, you know, since you're working out the ball up 4.
3-pointers tonight, by the way, so far. Red Lion 3 of 8. Central 4 of 7. Shot up, not going to go. Yanked down by Yuri. Scott's out of the game now. And he's going over to be checked on by the trainer. So the ball brought back in here for Red Lion. Parada with the basketball. Down by 3. There's Watt again. He's hot, and Watt buries yet another one. Another 3 downtown for Evan Watt. He is on fire. His 3rd 3 of the game so far.
He has 11 total points, and that was a huge shot to tie it.
How about the answer on the other end? Not going to go. Off the hands of Baker. And then quickly, Red Lion in transition. Up, in. There you are, Verada getting 2 more. And Red Lion, all of a sudden, back up by 2.
Verada in transition. Showing what he can do with the varsity extension.
Here's Hubbs. He's back in the game a moment ago off the leg injury. Again, you look at the quality of shot that Central's getting now. It's not the quality of shot they were getting in the opening part of the game.
No, they're settling for sloppiness in their offense, and that's what's making the difference. And Red Line has buckled down.
The Red Line, in the opening part of the game, Central was running a lot of good motion, some 2-man games, some pick and roll on one side, and 3-man screening on the other side. Now, they seem to be out of kilter a little bit. And Red Lion is, getting satisfied with getting good rhythm 3s off the hands of guys like Evan Watt.
That's exactly what's happening. Evan Watt step up at the time we needed. We talked about him being a big key tonight, too.
Red Lion led at the half the first time they played. Here's Hubbs, and Hubbs back in there, makes himself known as he knocks down the 3 as well. And that's his first 3 of the night to go with 2 twos. He's got 7 points in the game. And Red Lion Central back up by 1. Turnaround again by Watt. This one's not going to go. Yanked down by Hubbs. What a pass. And Hubbs throwing the pass off and not able to hook up with his man that time. It looked like he had Dotson off to the left side.
It was a tough turnaround. At that point, you've already broke the plane of the foul line. Yeah. Probably a good chance to try to get to the basket, because all that does is it makes the defense have to only play you and to play that one little pass, and they did it well because one man can split that difference.
Steve Betancourt checks in for Hubbs. He'll go out for a moment. So under a minute to play here to the half. Don't forget at halftime, our Jack Giambalvo halftime report. We'll have our Capital Region Insurance Agency and AT&T halftime stats. And of course, our Integrity First halftime highlights. Shot not going to go from Red Lion. Central gets it back. Betancourt gets it ahead. Baker's been hot the first half and stays hot as Baker knocks down yet another one. His 3rd 3 of the quarter. He's got 11 points here in the first half. He averages 1 point a game.
That's what you call a big step up in a YA1 game that maybe as a coaching staff you're not expecting, and that is the unexpected difference right now.
Here's Verada hunting for a good shot here. Looking for Dennis. There's a problem. When they haven't had Dennis, they don't have anybody at the high post to pass to, so they've thrown that pass away a number of times tonight. It's such a tough pass. I just don't understand what they're trying to get done on that.
And Steve Schmidt even talking to his players about that. First of all, look at where you picked your dribble up. You fired it clear across the court. It's just not a fundamental play in a big game.
You have to have a high post there. Someone you can pass to is going to dump it into Dennis from there because you're not getting it. Baker one more time. He does. What a half from Baker. Baker buries yet another 3. He had 4 threes here in the second quarter. He's got 14 points at the half, and Central has jumped out to a 7-point lead. We head to the half. We're going to have our Jack Giambalvo halftime report coming up next. This is High School Sports Live TV on ABC 27.3.
I'm excited to be here with Dr. Almer from OSS Health. Dr. Almer is an OSS Health sports medicine doctor. Dr. Almer, why don't you talk about your background and some of the different trainings you've had, because that list is long and I don't want to mess it up. Talk to our audience about the experience you have.
I've got a lot of experience. I'm a Villanova graduate from undergrad. I spent my medical training in Philadelphia for 4 years. And then I was blessed to do my residency here in New York with a lot of experience heading down to Baltimore, even working at Johns Hopkins for a period of time. And then I did a fellowship in sports medicine and arthroscopy surgeries in Richmond, Virginia, where I spent a whole year just doing sports medicine, completely focused on injured athletes and their problems.
Talk about shoulder injuries, because that's an injury that doesn't come up as much as, say, the common ACL, ankle turns.
So I do see a lot of shoulder injuries. I have a mix of practice with shoulder and knee and all sports injuries. I would say for shoulder, we see sport-specific type injuries. Certain athletes, such as football, lacrosse, wrestling, your contact sports, even basketball and sometimes soccer, will have more traumatic type injuries. Whereas the repetitive use athletes, your swimmers, your tennis players, your volleyball players, they tend to be a little more repetitive use or overuse type injuries.
How about the weekend warrior? That's me, that's you, that's the guys out there in the older crowd. I know you, OSS Health serves all ages, and we'll talk about the locations in a second, but talk about the weekend warrior.
Unfortunately, the weekend warriors aren't 20 anymore, and they don't bounce back like they used to. So we spend all week at work doing our thing, and then hit the gym or hit the court on the weekend and haven't warmed up properly and haven't done our thing. And we certainly make ourselves a little more susceptible to too much strain, to throwing the ball too many times, playing that extra round of tennis. And next thing you know, on Monday, we can't lift our arms up because we overused our rotator cuffs. So see plenty of those as well.
OSS Health is unique. You guys have 24/7 urgent care orthopedic options. Talk about the locations and talk about how families of student athletes, they get hurt in a Friday night football game or they're at a basketball game at 9 o'clock at night. You guys are on call. You're ready to go. And that's the unique thing about OSS Health. Talk about that for our listeners.
Absolutely. So we're very fortunate in that we're really spread out over the South Central PA area. We really started in York, but as our practice expanded and we gained more experience, we branched up into Mechanicsburg. We have offices to service Hanover. We have a small office in Gettysburg, even a small office in Columbia. So we're really available to all of our athletes, and our urgent care is open every day, ready to see athletes. Our docs are always there, or somebody who's well-trained is always there to give athletes the initial care that they need and maybe get them referred for what they would need after that.
Thank you for joining us. And we got another half of basketball coming up here, and I know people want to see that, but you're our halftime education for the parents at home.
Absolutely. It's been my pleasure. Great talking to you.
The Jet Giambalvo family of dealerships. 9 great franchises in 4 locations. Buick GMC, Hyundai, Mazda, Stadler Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, Genesis of York, and Giambalvo Hyundai of Hanover. The Giambalvo family dealerships. Over 30 million in new and pre-owned inventory. With a reputation for quality service after the sale. Giambalvo is proud to serve your community. Find out why. The Jet Giambalvo family of dealerships. 4 great locations. Online at giambalvo.com.
I would say life does get expensive. We manage it well, but just with activities, it all adds up.
But Giant makes our life so much easier. I don't mind paying for quality, but I feel like at Giant, I'm getting quality. And when I look at that bill, I feel like, okay, you know what? I think that's great.
Yeah.
Buy our brand ground beef. Get the other chili ingredients free. See flyer for details.
They didn't wait for someone else to change the world, and we're not waiting for the world to change education. CCA, pioneers in online education since 2003. Enroll today.
And welcome back for our Jack Giambalvo halftime report. Gary Sutton, Todd McCall with you here at Red Lion High School, where Central York gouged out a 31-24 lead at the half. We had 4 lead changes throughout the first half, 3 ties, and Red Lion with 11 turnovers. We'll see that number here in a second, Todd. And also 64% for the three-point line for Central. And how about Jacoby Baker having the night of his life in the biggest game maybe that he's had all year long. But let's take a look at our Integrity first half highlights here coming up. And Todd, take us through the first half highlights, because there were a lot of them here as these two teams battling out here for first place tonight.
Well, we had a first place a tight, contested type of game, and Central York went right away off curl cuts, and you see Nolan Hubbs getting a nice curl cut there, and then, you know, not doing well, handling the ball well in that open first quarter for Central Red Lion, and that produced open looks up the floor. And then this guy, who we talked about is going to have to be a difference maker tonight, Evan Watt. Evan Watt comes and hits 3 threes, and that kept Red Line in it. And then the settlement began to start to happen again. We saw some sloppy play out of both teams. Watt's going to get in transition. Devontae Dennis, he's kind of been, you know, quiet. We haven't really seen him get going. There's a couple nice plays to Yuri, the big guy inside, but the difference will not necessarily be, it's this, the ability to hit the 20-footer. And yes, a guy who scores 1 point a game, Jacoby Baker, starts getting stuff, and well, or you can go to Rice Brawl, who comes off the bench, great receiver, and he hits a drill 3-point shot.
And then Verrata answered on the other end with a 3, and he's coming up with some big ones here tonight. But then Jacoby Baker just kind of took over, driving hard to the basket and finding a good way to get through on a deuce. But he also nailed it from downtown as well. 14 points in the first half. Nobody expected that. Here comes Yuri, and look at him reversing hands on the other end. Great pass from Dennis. And then again, it's Watt. One more 3 to put them up by 1 at that particular point. But there's Baker. I mean, I'll tell you what, this guy is living in a dream world somewhere tonight, and he's enjoying a really good dream so far. There's one, comes off the screen. Here's another one, set piece. And Jacoby Baker says, I do this all the time, guys. And then downtown one more time for Watt. You look at him burying yet another 3. Watt had 11 points in the first half. Baker with 14. Verrata off and running and getting up and in. But then it was Central closing in a flurry at the end of the half. And here you saw the guy back into the game doing a great job. We're so glad to see him back, was Nolan Hubbs off the injury. And then again, it's going to be Baker one more time downtown, and Baker comes down again, looks it over, says, why don't I just end the half with one more? And there you go. He takes his team in the locker room with 31 points and a 7-point lead here at the half. That's an integrity first half highlights. And let's take a look at our 18. We'll get our stats in a second, says Chad Edwards to me over the mic right now as he frantically puts those together. But let's talk a little bit about the second half, because Red Lion down by 7. They were winning the first time. It looked like they might go into the halftime here leading. Jacoby Baker said, not so fast, my friend.
Well, I think it's a big surprise. He's 1 point a game on the average. And, you know, there was shots that was actually contested. He just made great shots off the dribble from the 3-point line, which is really usually things you see at the next level, the collegiate level. You don't see it as well in the high school level, guys shooting that 19-footer or 20-footer off the dribble. And that's how he created the shot. So I give Red Lion a little credit. I mean, they did try to contest those shots. Yeah. He just made very difficult ones.
He really did, and he was really getting the field. There's an example of a guy that has the field tonight. You look down the line there, Jacoby Baker with 14, Wright Rawls with 3. You had Nolan Hubbs with 7 points, good first half for him. KB Brown, there's another guy that's been quiet. The first quarter, he had 4 points, didn't see him again in the second quarter. And then Greg Geidinger, the freshman, he's made 20 of his last 28 threes, had 1 3 in the first half out of 1 shot. On the other side, A.J. Verrata with 6 points thus far for Red Lion. Devontae Dennis only with 2. There's going to be the big number in the second half. They're going to get more involved. Yuri with 5 points, had a pretty good first half off the bench. Evan Watt with 11 points, including 3 threes himself. And so Red Lion down by 7 here as we get ready to head to the second half. And do we have our stats already here? We'll take a look at those when we do. Let's take a look at our AT&T and Capital Region Insurance Agency first half statistics. And take a look at that 3-point line. That's 64%, 7 out of 11. You're going to win a lot of games shooting 7 out of 11. On the other side, 4 out of 9. Not bad for Red Lion, but it pales by comparison, doesn't it?
It sure does. And I think you really, like, rebounds were really even at turnovers. Both teams in double digits. That hurts you. But the turnovers are crucial for Red Lion in the juncture of the game when they begin to happen. They begin to happen at the tail end of the second quarter, right before that big run that was pretty much put on by Jacoby Baker himself. And it was because turnovers led to Central York getting the ball back, because this game was so close in 1 point difference, 2 point difference, all the way up to about the 2-minute mark of that second quarter, the end of that second quarter. And then the pull away. Now, if you're Red Line, you really want to close this gap immediately close.
So Baker beating the percentages tonight. He normally averages a point a game. He's got 14 here at the half. So does he continue on that run of the night, the run of the year? On the other side, do you get a Devontae Dennis involved in the second half? Let's find out as we start the third quarter. Central with the basketball and the lead.
You gotta watch where Baker was at all times now. And then this guy as well.
Nolan Hubbs is just so solid, gives you the head and shoulder fake and then in for the first 2 of the second half. He started the game in the opening 2 and he gets 2 here. He's got 9 points on the night and the biggest lead of the night for Central.
Crucial 9 points too, and Central trying to look to see if they can pull away in this third quarter.
Big moment here for Red Lion. You can't afford to get down. There they go. That's what they did the last time when they played Dallas. They went right inside to Dennis, and this time Dennis gets blocked twice.
Big freshman Goldinger coming up with, you know, that block, and that's a crucial block for him.
6'5", holding his own in there. I think he's done a good job on Dennis inside tonight.
He really has. Look at this move he puts on here.
Only a freshman. He's just going to get better and better. Averaging 17 a game. There's Hubbs again, and man, Hubbs is just taking over this basketball game here for Central. He is so solid. When he gets in there, he's a steadying influence.
Now Hubbs going to put on a little mini run here to third quarter to take a 35-24 lead. If you're Red Line, you need a bucket.
Yeah, you're in the danger zone right now, and there's a big bucket they got from Dennis. And you can see what they said at halftime again. Dennis is going to get involved here in the third quarter. He's got the opening 2 shots.
He only had 2 points in the first half, and that can't be done with a guy who needs to get you 20 in a big game like this, 24, 25 points in a game like this.
Steve Schmale did that a few weeks ago when they played Dallastown, and Dennis had that kind of first half. It was kind of so-so, and the second half they came out and just focused on him inside in the second half, and they're doing that here to start out the third quarter at least tonight. Central getting back more into that game. We saw him start the game with it. Here comes Baker, hard to the basket, and Baker gets it blocked this time.
Definitely a stop Red Lion needed right there, and Evan Watt controlling it, bringing it up the floor.
And Mitchell Burchett with a nice piece between Baker coming to the basket.
Gotta be patient here. If you're Devontae, you gotta don't try to force it. Try to get one within the flow of your offense. If you're Red Line,
we're looking to just have Dennis kind of be everywhere right now. Here comes a hard move to the basket, easy lay-in. And again, it's going to be Watt finding his way through. Watt now with 13 points on the night. He's even found himself wide open. 7 points in the game now is the lead by Central. And back in now for the Panthers. You see Taylor Wright-Rawls.
Taylor Wright-Rawls and Luckenbaugh going to come back in. I mean, you've got a nice bench there that you can play strong.
There's Guiding, a little one-on-one move, and Guiding was going to draw the foul. So they were actually working a 2-man game that time up against Burchett. I think they felt like they had a real mismatch there. And Burchett only stands at 6 foot, and you got Guiding at 6'5". There's Hubbs in the inbound, not going to go. Picked off by Red Lion. Here they go on the run.
No, you like what Evan Watts did there. He saw he didn't have anything, pulls it back out, gives it to Verada, and says, hey, come on, let's set this thing up and get a good one here.
Verada trying to find that opening pass. And there they got everything right now is Dennis. It's exactly what he did last time against Dallastown, and Dennis has got to make those count, though. He's getting inside, and he's getting the shot he wants. Back up he goes, and Dennis puts it away. So this is the Devontae Dennis show now here in the third quarter, Steve Schmale has said.
5-point game. He has 6 points now. That's exactly what he needs to do.
Wright-Rawls with a good head and shoulders fake there, shows the shot, and then up and under, and a beautiful move going to the basket nicely for number 2. That's Cole Luckenbaugh, and that's his opening deuce of the night.
I was going to say he scratches for the first time here tonight, and that's a big shot when you need one.
They are focused on making sure the ball touches Dennis's hands just about every time down. That was a tough pass. Burchett trying to find Uri, and they're going to say, did it find Central's hands?
Looks like Central's going to get the ball here. Or, I'm sorry, Red Lion.
Red Lion's going to get the ball. Yeah,
they're going to keep
Central.
it. They're going to keep it. So off Central York.
One of the things that's so important when you're trying to make a post pass to a low post man is let him get established first before you make it. Don't try to hit him while he's on the run.
Yeah, and
you want him to do as little as possible.
When he's in movement. Now, one thing that I like what Devontae Dennis does better, I don't know that he plays well with his back to the basket, but when he opens up with that open pivot move and reverse pivot move, that's kind of his move to do. So maybe getting him out on the wing a little bit and letting him have the ball out there, because he hasn't been very successful with his back to the basket. Right there, squaring up, letting him face the basket.
He just opened up the shot there to Burchett. Burchett not able to answer, and then you get the 3 look. Burchett was out of bounds, though, so the ball's going to go back over to the Panthers.
Michael Burchett, you know, the hustle player on the Red Lion team. He hasn't scratched yet tonight, but he does some little things, trying to be scrappy, keeping the ball alive.
Here's Central getting more into the game we saw them start with tonight, where they're really passing the ball, they're sharing it, getting shots out of their offense. In the second quarter, they got sloppy, and it caused them some problems getting back in. There's a rare miss by Geidinger from the three-point line. Geidinger's made 20 of his last 29 threes. How's that for a number?
That's something else, especially for a freshman. I mean, I'm calling this guy's name out for years to come.
It's bad when you have a guy, when he shoots a three, start running to the other end. How about another three for Red Lion, though, answering the call. And again, who is it? Mr. Watt. It's his fourth three of the night. He's got 16 points in the game. He has been dynamite this evening, has his team back within 4.
He's had to carry Red Lion tonight, but that's okay. You don't care who does it. Doesn't matter who gets it. You want to keep yourself in this game.
There's Wright Rawls, not going to go here. A little bit of rust on that game as Devontae Dennis gets it. That's a good shot by Rawls, though. I mean, he got a good medium-range jump shot.
Medium range, he was open, but they're just getting a little impatient in their offense right now, Century York, allowing Red Lion to keep this game tight. And the score still benefits Red Lion as to where it's at.
Interesting what they're doing with Dennis right now. They pulled him out to like the point guard spot a little bit there. And now you're going to get a foul called, I believe, against Central. I believe it's going to be against, is it Jacoby Baker or is it Paul Luckenbaugh?
I didn't see who they signaled the foul with, but, you know, Gary, you mentioned that Devontae Dennis being outside on the perimeter a little more, and I think that benefits Red Lion a little bit better. I don't think with his back to the basket he's playing as effectively. He's missed some easy bunnies inside that way, so I think opening him up in the floor gives him an opportunity.
Oh, sloppy play there by Red Lion, and another turnover, and pulling it back out is Baker. Baker has not even taken one shot, but had a block so far this quarter. And there's your drive to the basket again, and this guy has been sneaky good all night. Ethan Dotson now with 6 points in the game. All that kind of play where it's kind of a gliding off the bank shot.
Central York now in a 1-3-1, trying to give a little difference for Red Lion, slowing them up as they come up the floor.
And you have to be careful here, the passes that you're making. You get the look far side and burying it one more time. This time it's coming off a different set of hands, though, as getting in the game there is Tug Wellsant, and he is fully capable of knocking it down. He's got 17 of those, making 18 now for the season.
Yeah, Tug drills a big three in that 1-3-1 zone, and I'll see if Central York stays in it then.
Timeout on the floor. We take one as well. 2:19 to go in the third quarter. Central leads it by 3 on High School Sports Live TV on ABC 27.3.
I would say life does get expensive. We manage it well, but, you know, just with activities, it all adds up.
But Giant makes our life so much easier. I don't mind paying for quality, but I feel like at Giant, I'm getting quality. And when I look at that bill, I feel like, okay, you know what? I think that's great.
Yeah.
Buy our brand ground beef. Get the other chili ingredients free. See flyer for details.
How about 7 threes for Central so far and 6 threes on the other side for Red Lions? So it's a battle from the three-point line so far tonight, Todd McCall.
And that seems to become part of this high school game through the years as it developed. I remember when it came into Pennsylvania in 1988, many people, like many coaches from 88 to like the 90s were like, hey, don't shoot unless you're wide open. But to be honest with you, it's just so part of a game and so part of the rhythm of the game. As long as it's coming within the rhythm, they're good shots. 39-36, this is a great game.
And what makes that really good is when you can get those touches in the lane, because that sucks the defense in and allows that rhythm to take place, and you get that extra half second or so to shoot that three-point shot. Central lead as 35-24 is now only 3 points, obviously. So they had 11-point lead. It was the largest lead of the night. It's now shrunk to 3 with 2:14 to go in the third quarter. Central with the basketball.
You're going to look patient. You're going to look drive, dish. You're going to look curl cuts.
Baker has 14 and a half, still has 14 right now. All twos this quarter so far for Central. They're trying to isolate Geidinger again on that Burchett matchup. And Geidinger not able to finish it off as Burchett kind of held his own and chested out there inside.
Burchett trying to push it up the floor.
And there you get what could be a 4, but instead of 3, downtown again, and all of a sudden Mr. Wellsant says, hey, I can make threes. He knocks down his 19th of the year, and Wellsant has tied it up here for Red Lion with 1:20 to go in the third.
Why did we hide Wellsant? Wellsant now stepping up. Didn't even play in the first half. Coming up the second half, hitting 2 big threes.
And Central a little sloppy here, and the foul is going to be called against Red Lion as Geidinger up against Burchett there, and Burchett trying to hold his own. Geidinger gets the best of him that time.
Yeah, Burchett's going to be called for it. Big, strong kid.
Greg Geidinger heads to the line. First time there tonight. He's got 1 3 so far in the game. The shot is up, but I'm not sure what happened. So Geidinger misses the first. He'll get a second one. And second one up, and that one is good. So he gets Central back a 1-point lead here. 1 out of 2 from the line. He's got 4 in the game tonight. And Red Lion with the basketball. 1:05 to go here in the third quarter. Watt all the way to the basket. Not going to go. But he's going to get fouled on the play. Looks like Geidinger is going to get called for it.
Geidinger is going to get signaled. He came over a little slow on the help side if you take a look at it. Well, no, he was there in place. Yeah, he just, I don't know. I don't even know.
Not much of a foul there, was there?
Yeah, you might let that one play. You know, these guys are big old league matchup like this. Evan Watt said, that's okay, I'll take it, because this just gives Watt an opportunity. 17 tonight.
Watt has just been rock solid all night. What an outstanding game he's had. And Watt's second one up is good. He's 4 out of 4 from the line so far tonight. 18 points in the game now for Evan Watt, under a minute to play, and Red Lion back up by 1.
Everything we wish for tonight in this game. Everything, tight score, every possession counting.
Got some mistakes, but they're being absorbed by the great number of threes that are being made here tonight as well. So it's really interesting how the numbers are kind of finding their way out here in the percentages. Here's Red Lion now with the basketball, a chance to widen that lead a bit here at the end of the third quarter.
You can be so patient. You got 34 seconds to get a good shot. You don't have to force anything through Red Lion. You got a 1-point lead even in this situation, this juncture of the game. Big possession.
Screen on the ball. Red Lion trying to keep the floor spread. You're going to see a jump out there, and it's going to be a moving screen. So a great job by Taylor Wright-Rawls of drawing the foul.
Yeah, he got himself in great position. You see here, and it's just a push off.
Yeah, it's not a moving screen, it's a push off by Watt. Yeah. But that's just quickness. Ability to get over there and get chest to the elbow, and great job by Wright-Rawls. 15 seconds to go now. 41-40. Red Lion leads, and Central looking for the last shot. And here's where I always get a little disturbed, because I think he's doing too late. It's going to be 1-4. You're looking to go one-on-one here with Baker. And then you end up getting a shot or a mistake like that. I think you just mentally rush a little bit, Todd. I see that with a lot of the high school basketball teams. You know, if you go at about 11 or 12 seconds, you're going to have a chance for a shot and maybe even a tip back if you miss it.
Yeah, and it just, you know, as a result, your turnover, and Devontae's going to get an opportunity. I don't think he's going to get a shot off either.
Ned is trying to get the shot off, and that'll end the quarter 41-40. Red Lion leads it. We head to the fourth. They wiped out that 7-point halftime lead, and we head to the fourth with a 1-point lead for Red Lion here on High School Sports Live TV on ABC 27.
At OSS Health, we offer orthopedic care you can trust. Award-winning for quality and safety, OSS Health will get you back to reaching. Swinging, rocking, and trailblazing. Keep following your passions. We'll help.
I would say life does get expensive. We manage it well, but you know, just with activities, it all adds up.
But Giant makes our life so much easier. I don't mind paying for quality, but I feel like at Giant, I'm getting quality. And when I look at that bill, I feel like, okay, you know what? I think that's great.
Yeah.
Buy our brand ground beef. Get the other chili ingredients free. See flyer for details.
They didn't wait for someone else to change the world, and we're not waiting for the world to change education. CCA, pioneers in online education since 2003. Enroll today.
And Red Lion with a 1-point lead in the basketball to start the fourth quarter. They kick it off the hands of Central here. And it will be Red Lion basketball underneath their own basket.
Red Lion coming out here in this fourth quarter, 1-point lead in the ball. Got to get something here from their inbounds. See if they get a good possession.
Well, you know what you like too here, Todd? They got him the numbers you were talking about. Because there's Watt again missing this one. And then going up hard was Verrata, couldn't get it back home. They missed an easy one right there. But they have it more in their numbers. They average 59 a game. You're talking about this game gets in the 50s or the low 60s. It really starts to favor Red Lion. They're more comfortable in this particular pace.
Exactly, and I felt Central York with just quieted the gas game at one point. They're not pushing the ball as much as they have because give Red Line credit.
And they double teamed Geidinger again that time. They're really trying to work that two-man game with Geidinger against Burchett on the near side over there. And I think Devontae Dennis might be coming over and saying, let me take him. And I think you're going to see Devontae Dennis take Geidinger now, go 6'6" against 6'5", and switch Burchett off on the Taylor Wright Rawls. Almost a push off right there for a moment. That was a tough shot. Aaron Brown has really not been in the game at all here tonight so far. He averages 17 points a game though with the Central team.
And he has been tight tonight, just as so has Devontae Dennis. And the other guys having to step up right now in this game.
Downtown Verrata. Verrata's not going to go. We got a jump ball. Should belong to Central here.
Verrata took a very difficult shot, and there's probably better shots on the floor. Listen, you got a 1-point lead, 6:48 to play. You're trying to, win a title down here. Every possession counts, getting a better one. I know Steve Schmill's telling them that.
You got to be so disciplined right now and stay to your offense. Don't come down and just start to pop. There's a nice pull up in the lane. Not going to go. Good job by Hubbs knocking it back out, but Red Lion's got it, controlling it. Hard to the basket goes Watt. He loses it going to the basket. Looked like he was going to have a layup, easy one going in, and just lost it off his hands. One of the very few mistakes he's had tonight.
That's true. That's right. And it kind of kicked off his leg. And man, Central York dodged a bullet there, having Evan Watt in the open court.
17-9 that last quarter for Red Lion. They had a great quarter. And both teams cut down on turnovers. Only 1 for Central, 2 for Red Lion.
I'm sure that was talked about at halftime, guys honoring the rock.
And Red Lion 3 out of 4 from the three-point line. Again, tough shot for Central there. That is not the shot they were looking for. So here we come back. And they went to this in the second quarter. They kind of left their offense a bit. And then a tough turnover on the other side after getting inside that magic foul line you talk about all the time, Todd.
Yeah, once Tug got inside the foul line, Wellstant, he should have taken it up, but he kind of forced a shot. His game is the outside game, the open game, drilling the three. Hey, in this time and score, and knowing player and score too is very important. Say, hey guys, don't try to do something you haven't done all year for us.
This is a good foul here by Watt, actually. Baker's got a layup. You're going to see Watt knew it. He fouled back in the backcourt. For him, it was only the second foul. 15th foul against Red Lion here as we kick down toward the end of this one. Don't forget we have our giant post-game report as well coming up. We'll have our Capital Region Insurance Agency play of the game, or Hoffman Ford player of the game as Dennis gets the ball back. And they've kind of forgotten about Dennis again. You need to kind of get back in your half-court game because they started the third quarter focusing on him, didn't they?
They did, and he might have to call for the ball. He might have to come out here on the wing a little bit and get his hands on it because he struggles with his back to the basket. He's getting double-teamed. They bring in the weak side double-team on him every time.
And what happens there is when they get double-teamed, you've got to look for the guy that's open because that guy that's double-teaming is leaving somebody wide open. Timeout on the floor by Red Lion. We take one as well. 5:19. We're rolling down the stretch here. Red Lion by 1 over Central on High School Sports Live TV on ABC 27.3.
Today's Advanced Hoops tip will feature Archie Smith. Fasten your seatbelt.
To become a top defensive player, you need proper lateral technique. The cone-to-cone lateral slide drill will help a player practice getting quicker. It's important to keep the feet wide while the player is in a sit-down position with the back upright. When sliding back and forth, avoid crossing the feet or bringing feet together. Big focus on short, choppier steps. The lateral cone drill is just one fundamental a player will learn in my class.
And there you see Jeff Hoke, and he's demonstrating what he wants done by his Central Panthers here. And Todd McCall with us. Todd, what's going on in the huddles right now?
Well, you know, on the red line side, it's honoring the possession and coming up with ways to get maybe even Devontae Dennis involved. But more importantly, like, hey guys, we're up one. We've got to handle the ball better. Central York-wise, they're getting sloppy in their offense, and I think Jeff Hoke said, look for the opportunity to run. If not, pull it out secondary break and get something good, guys.
Well, let's see what Red Lion has going on right here underneath their own basket. You see Devontae Dennis out there near side. Devontae Dennis is going to set the screen for Watt. Then over top it comes to Dennis. You kind of thought that, and Dennis is up, and Dennis is in, and that's where you need to go right now. Dennis with 6 points here in this half, 8 points in the game. A great job getting back down by Dennis to block it away at the end on defensive transition.
And now some of the little things he's doing. Now he's playing defense a lot well, and he's getting aggressive, and he comes and makes a great play for his team defensively, stopping a bucket.
Wow. Look at that. You had Taylor Wright Walls going, an athlete on athlete right there. Two guys that can really play. And here's another steal by Red Lion right now as Dennis has it. And now Red Lion looking to try to build this thing possession by possession. Up and in. Good job by Wellsant. What a second half this guy's had. Good head and shoulders fake there, and Wellsant gets in for his 6th point of the game. Make that 8 points now.
That's 8 points for him, and 8 solid second half points.
Well, he's been huge, hasn't he?
He sure has.
5-point lead for the Lions here as they have come back a roaring.
And Red Lion getting the ball back after a turnover. Hubbs couldn't get it in. He was out of bounds, and now Red Lion getting it back with a 5-point lead at 4:32 here, Gary.
And Red Lion has this in the kind of numbers they want right now. This is not turned into a track meet that Central wanted, but Red Lion has it in the tractor pull right now, which is exactly where they want it. There's Steve Schmelt, 173 and 135 over 13 seasons at Red Lion, and he has lived for this moment for a while.
1,000-point score at Palmyra and at York College. Great player, great guard, shooting guard, point guard.
Pretty good golfer, too. Underneath it goes, and they got Verrata coming off that backside screen, and Verrata's in for 2 big ones off the offense. 8 points for Verrata tonight. Red Lion has a 7-point lead. I believe it's their biggest lead here tonight so far.
They're starting to feel it now. Now they know all they need to do is set on defense, talk. Look at Devontae Dennis generating the talk on defense.
Look at the defense there with both Yuri in there and Dennis now, 6'7" and 6'6", and they're making their presence known inside. And you can see Verrata saying, keep going at it, big fella.
Yeah, and Yuri done a good job. One of the things they're worried about, I think Steve Schmil's had to pull him off the floor a few times because it's guard matchups. It hasn't benefited him as well tonight because he's playing a lot of guys who go off the dribble.
Here comes Red Lion back on the other end, missing it, but there's Dennis going up, and Dennis plowing it through. Was that Dennis or Yuri getting the second shot?
That was Dennis, and I'll tell you what, he's just an athlete. Now he gets in double digits when they need it.
A 9-point lead here for Red Lion as they have pulled out big. Dennis now with 10 points in the game. Right wall. Central's got to get back into their rhythm. Now they go with a long 3 downtown, kind of desperate looking. They need to get back into their offense again. They're out of it right now.
Right now, you just take a deep breath for a second. You're trying to get into too much of a push. And
there's Baker, nice kiss off the Geiger. Geiger misses a tough one there. And now Red Lion, 3:11 to go. You start to play the clock a bit, don't you, Todd?
You sure do. Like, hey, look at Mr. Dennis. I got this, fellas. Look, take our time. Look, nobody's even playing me right now.
I'm
just
letting
running
Geiger come out and play him. You don't need to go to the basket right now. You don't need to do anything fancy like that. And that's what happened. Dennis started to play with it, and what happened? You lose it, and now Central gets it back with a chance to carve into the lead.
And Dennis lets everybody know it's his fault, but all he needed to do was maybe take one dribble towards that defense to break that 5-second count, and then he's still fine. He can give it up to another guard and still run time. Central York needs to get a good one here in this possession. And you know what happens is it's just a shot by the freshman, a miss, a long 3, and Red Lion controls the ball and got it in Watt's hands. and Watts will be fouled. So right now, Central York, Gary, just getting kind of caught up in, they just don't seem like in a flow. They haven't been in the flow. So Red Line, that, you know, they're going to get the ball on the out of bounds, on their side out of bounds play, looking for this opportunity to say, hey, we're up 2:32, don't need to rush. Verado, he kicks it, and you see the movement. And then we get a foul call on the Red Line, being a little over aggressive with this 9-point lead. At 2:22 in the juncture, down 9, you're not out of this game at all if you're Central York, but you've got to start getting better offensive continuity. Great block on Red Line side, and just the push now, Devontae Dennis, and when he's in the open floor, he's dangerous, Gary, and puts it down and draws the foul. And that right there is now an opportunity for the Red Line Lions to start to begin to feel it. We're having a little technical difficulty. Hopefully we'll get down from York. We'll get Gary, my partner, back. I feel like, you know, Batman without Tonto, or Robin without Batman. So as we get this figured out, calling from 2 different locations. Dennis's shot is up, and I believe he did make it. And putting him up 12 now. And Central York kind of pressing themselves a little bit now, but they retain the possession, up 146, and they find themselves down in a big hole right now. So Central York will have the ball under down 12. Hubbs with it in his hand. And they're going to go inside to the big freshman. Gowning just gets a block by Uri. Uri comes up with another great play, and I'll tell you what, he has stepped up for Red Line tonight with big plays defensively more than anything. And it looks like we'll have a timeout. We'll take one here too. We'll be back 52-40. Red Line up 12.
At OSS Health, we offer orthopedic care you can trust. Award-winning for quality and safety, OSS Health will get you back to reaching. Swinging. Rocking. And trailblazing. Keep following your passions. We'll help.
Well, welcome back, 52-40. Red Line has pulled away from really a second half effort. I think more importantly, the big step up has been the fact that Devontae Dennis was quiet in the first half, has stepped up defensively more importantly in the second half. So has Uri with some of his defensive plays, and double digits for Devontae Dennis, who was almost silent in the first quarter with only 2 points, up 52-40. And at this point, Central York really finding themselves down 12 in a big hole with 1:26 to play.
Well, and Todd, what's been amazing in this run so far tonight has been the fact that they have kept Central York down 75.5 points a game they average, and keeping them down at 40 points right now in a game like this where defense has really taken over.
And you're right, Gary, that's been the big difference, and that was one of the keys of the game, under 60, but we never thought under 50. Especially not for a team that scores 82 in wins.
So I've got the picture back here. I'm back with you, Todd, as we had just a momentary difficulty there. 1:23 to go in this one. And don't forget, we've got our Giant post-game analysis coming up, our Capital Region Insurance Play of the Game, and our Hoffman Ford Player of the Game right after all this. But this has been a real lockdown by Red Lion here at home. And now Red Lion playing their clock. They are done playing Central.
Just a different step up tonight out of early on. Watt kept him in the game. Devontae Dennis stepped up second half.
Look at that. Just a great job by Watt of dumping it off to Uri in the 2-on-1. 14-point lead, 1:03 to go. And Red Lion taking control here tonight. And look at Dennis blocking it out of bounds, man. It's celebration time here for the Lions with a minute to play.
Man, if you're a Red Lion fan and you've been waiting for this Stevie Schmel with 173 wins, you know, you walk away tonight if you pull this out and you say, you know what, this might be one of the bigger victories I've had in my career with my team. They've been waiting for this down here in Lion Country.
What a great job they've done tonight. There's Baker, really the first shot of the second half, and 16 points in the night for him, but that's his first deuce of the second half. As timeout on the floor, we'll take one as well. 54.7 seconds to go in this one. A 12-point lead for Red Lion on High School Sports Live TV.
All across Pennsylvania, families are living their lives in their own homes. Not long ago, none of these families believed it possible. And then they discovered there was someone who could help. What was once only a dream is now a reality. Welcome home.
And welcome back to Red Lion High School. 54.7 seconds to go in this battle for first place tonight in Division I of the YAIAA, and has been Red Lion here grinding it down in the fourth quarter, and they have really done a great job defensively and offensively as well, mixing it up with the inside and outside here, Todd.
They have, and you see this game, you see how it transcends. You know, Central York hasn't scored since the 108 mark of the third quarter, and that's provided by great stats on his. And now really just
Yuri, who's had a wonderful game tonight, answering again on the other end. Back up to 14 points it goes. And Dennis is just swatting shots away. The last two down have been swatted away by Devontae Dennis.
And you know,
what a game here for these Lions at home tonight. They lost the first time around 78-75. They got it down in the numbers. And look at the numbers you're at here tonight. You called this, Todd McCall. You said if it stays in the 50s, Red Lion wins the game. Well, guess what? It's going to stay in the 50s here for Central, and Red Lion looking now to make it up to 58.
Red Lion settled down defensively tonight, and they did a good job setting the half court. They didn't get away from their game plan tonight, and that's the difference.
Here's Red Lion with the basketball now, and they're going to put this one away with style. How about this one? And Yuri says, thank you very much, and dunks it away. What a game the big guys had tonight. 58-42.
Statement dunk.
And Central York coming here tonight, high-flying act, and it was slowed down tonight by this Red Lions team that just ground them down. And the Lions, who were looking for big things this year, they've been building toward this with a veteran squad. And, of course, last year, right around 500. This year, only one loss. They're, at the moment, ranked number 9 in the rankings of District 3. So this is going to solidify that tonight as well. For Central, they were ranked number 5 coming in districts. As we tick down to 4 seconds, Central lets it go. And it is going to be official, 58-42. A big win tonight here for the Red Lions as they vault into first place by themselves in the York Area Interscholastic Athletic Association Division I. For Central, they'll drop to 10-3. Red Lion now goes to 12-1. We'll take a break. We'll come right back for our giant post-game analysis, our Capital Region Insurance Agency play of the game, and our Hoffman Ford player of the game, all next on High School Sports Live TV on ABC 27.3.
All across Pennsylvania, families are living their lives in their own homes. Not long ago, none of these families believed it possible. And then they discovered there was someone who could help. What was once only a dream is now a reality. Welcome home.
They didn't wait for someone else to change the world, and we're not waiting for the world to change education. CCA, pioneers in online education since 2003. Enroll today.
Erie Insurance says here's to the grown-ups who move, mortgage, mow, and still bust a move. But does your home insurance still fit? Erie helps you protect the home you've grown into, all at fair prices that are often less than the other guys. So how do you find the right coverage? Magic. Nope. Local independent agents who get to know you like this.
Your local Erie agent is Capital Region Insurance Agency, 717-731-1142.
Erie Insurance. Hoffman Ford wants to trade keys with you. That's right. Give us the keys to your current vehicle, and we'll get you into a brand new Ford with great offers, like up to $13,500 off MSRP on a new Ford F-150 XLT 4x4, or 1.9% financing up to 60 months, plus $9,000 off MSRP. And get top dollar for all trades, no matter what it is. Let's trade keys at Hoffman Ford.
Hoffman has it.
Hoffman Ford, just what you're looking for. Hoffman has it.
I would say life does get expensive. We manage it well, but just with activities, it all adds up.
But Giant makes our life so much easier. I don't mind paying for quality, but I feel like at Giant, I'm getting quality. And when I look at that bill, I feel like, okay, you know what? I think that's great.
Yeah.
Buy our brand ground beef. Get the other chili ingredients free. See flyer for details.
And welcome back to our Giant post-game report. It's Red Lion tonight, 58-42 over Central. They held Central 33 points underneath their normal average. And so they won tonight 58-42. They scored almost exactly the number they scored throughout the season, 59 points. They scored 58 tonight. Here's Todd McCall. And when you talk about Red Lion, the second half shot 11 out of 17 from the two-point field goals the second half. It just were outstanding tonight. Won the second half 34-11. 34-11 in the second half. So it was a real beatdown defensively by Red Lion tonight. What caused this? Talk a little bit about it as you analyze the game.
Well, I thought Central York began to force their offense a little bit. They got out of the flow of the offense. They didn't score since the 108 mark of the third quarter. And you know what? Devontae Dennis kind of started creeping back in, got 8 big second half points. Evan Watt kept him tight with 18 to keep him in the game. And something Tug Wellstat came in and hit 2 big threes, one from like 25 foot away, and then all of a sudden they began to feel it. And then defense. That's what happened. Red Lion wins this game tonight because they got back in the half court, stopped the transition game, and started throwing shots all over Lionville is the best way to describe it. And that's why Stevie Smil and the group comes away with it.
How about this number in the second half? Central 5 out of 20 in the 2-point area in the second half. Nothing out of 4 for threes. And, of course, they had 7 in the first half. 7 threes, didn't get a 3 in the second half. Didn't even get a real good look at a 3 in the second half. You talk about the game that Central had tonight. 18 points for Jacoby Baker. Great night for him. 17 over his average. He only got 2 points in the second half, though he had 14 in the first half. Central never clicked tonight. KB Brown, I'm not sure he was injured, was not a factor in the game at all, didn't really play most of the game. 11 points by Nolan Hubbs, and after that, nobody else in double figures. On the other side for Red Lion, it was just the opposite. You had Verrata tonight with 11 points. You had Devontae Dennis with 10 points. You mentioned about Wellsand coming off the bench, had 11 points. And then, of course, you had Evan Watt with 18 points. And how about Mason Uri, the game he had, the big guy coming through with 9 points. So you had 5 guys with 9 points or better. Just an outstanding job tonight by this Red Lion team. And let's take a look right now at our Capital Region Insurance Agency play of the game here this evening. And here you go. And this was Red Lion and Mr. Uri, maybe with the great play of the night. The big guy showing us he can switch his hands. He did a little bit of a Mike Todd.
Little Jordan, a little Mikey, kind of shiver and shake, left hand, right hand, and off the glass smoothly. Great play for a big guy whose court awareness is really.
Well, I'll tell you what, the little French pastry there was fun to see for the big guy. He's having a lot of fun tonight, a lot of block shots. He did a great job inside. Wonderful job getting out there, had 9 points as well. But you take a look at the guy that really made them go tonight. How about he kept them there the whole time, even when they were down. Evan Watt showed up big tonight. He knocked down 6 threes in this one this evening. And watch Evan Watt. I mean, it started early and he kept it going off, and he had 18 points here this evening.
You see that slow closeout, people weren't really getting hands out. They weren't getting out there with energy, and that's going to cost Century work down the stretch in playoffs. Like all those shots need to be contested and physically hard contested. He stepped up. When Devontae Dennis was quiet, Evan Watts answered in the first half, keeping his team in the game, and Devontae got going, and other people got going, and Evan Watts said, "Thank you very much. That's how we win games, all in this together."
I'll tell you another thing that Red Lion did tonight, too, very well, is they cut down the turnovers the second half. They had like 11 at the half. They cut down on that. I think they were somewhere about 14 or 15 for the night, so they really did a much better job of handling the basketball in the second half. I want to thank a lot of people here this evening. Jim Gallagher, our stats guy, did a great job here tonight doing all that. Chad Edwards and the whole Invicta crew, as always, a wonderful job here this evening. Of course, Charlie Fortney, Taylor Dippery, who just gets all of our stuff ready for us. We really appreciate all that. Thanks to the ADs from both of the areas, Marty Trimmer from Central, and, of course, Arnie Fritchu from Red Lion. And thank you to you for watching tonight. And most importantly, to Todd McCall, doing a great job this evening as my partner. Our next game coming up on the 18th. Yeah, we got another big one. This is you talk about another big fight here. CD and CD East. We're looking forward to bringing that one to you at 7:30 on ABC 27.3. Thank you to everybody tonight. Again, Red Lion with maybe their biggest win in a long, long time, beating Central here tonight for first place, 58-42. Next up, we have a great interview with Charlie Fortney and Eric Brewer at Integrity First Home Buyers. Have a great evening, everyone, and thanks for watching.
High School Sports Live is really excited that in 2021, we're going to bring high school rivalries right in your living room. Eric Brewer from Integrity First Home Buyers is with me. He's a community guy. He stepped up to help make it possible for parents and community members to see High School Sports Live right in their backyard. Talk about why you're passionate and why you feel like it's a mandate for families in the community to see sports during this time.
As an athlete growing up, some of the fondest memories I had was seeing my parents in the stands, knowing that they were there to support me throughout the week of practice in preparation for games. The biggest moment for me was the opportunity to play in front of my friends and family. As a parent, I've been on the other side now, and I want to be there for my children, specifically for my son. The kids and the student athletes still know that their parents are watching, and then as parents, we can still be there to experience and cheer our kids and our student athletes on, even if it's through the television, because we can't be there personally.
Well, we appreciate that. We know the viewers at home appreciate you making this possible. Integrity First Home Buyers is not just an overnight operation. You've been around for 15 years. Talk about we can buy your house, the cash, all the features. Talk about those.
Thanks for asking, Charlie. I guess the biggest thing would be when we buy houses, we buy them all cash, as is. We allow people the freedom and flexibility to choose their settlement date, and then there's no fees or commissions. So we've been around for 15 plus years. We are a member, and we do have an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau.
Can you define quick settlement a little bit more? Because some people might need the flexibility of having a settlement happen a little later as compared to right away. Define that a little bit.
So quick solutions allow flexibility with settlements is what I like to use when I describe it. Some people want to have the solution of having their house sold, but the settlement for them might be something that they want to schedule maybe a month, 2 months, or 3 months out in advance. So we always say we provide maximum flexibility to our sellers, which means we can make you an offer on your property and we can settle in as little as 7 days or as long as 7 months, whichever works best for you.
I like the cash feature. However, my favorite is as is. I'm a guy that doesn't want to have to redo the roof or paint the house, and as is appeals to me. Talk to everyone about what as is really is.
So let me tell you about as is. As is means you're selling the property in its current condition with no obligation to make any repairs. So a lot of times people will market and agree to sell their property as is, but you got home inspectors and appraisers and all of these people that come in and may require different repairs for the property in order to get it to settlement. When we buy it as is, there are absolutely no repairs. We'll buy it with a leaky roof, a failed furnace, a bad septic, literally anything that would go wrong with the house, we'll buy it just the way it sits.
Well, we really appreciate your support. You go to ericbuysyourhouse.com and you're going to find out more information about how you can take advantage of a successful business that might be able to help your family in a time of need.